Welcome to Canton Field on this lovely July 4th holiday where the Saugerties Stallions will be taking on the Albany Dutchmen. Hello everyone, John Drager here, speaking from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth, and a lot has happened today in Saugerties, New York. I mean, there was a whole big parade that the Stallions were a part of, and if you go to all of our social media platforms on Twitter at PGCBL Stallions, on Instagram at the Saugerties Stallions, and on Facebook, you'll see a recap video of that parade, and one of the cameramen of that day today was TJ Adams, and Logan Brandis is currently down on the field right now with the outfielders. So, Logan Brandis, take it away.
Thanks, John. I'm down here on the field with TJ Adams, an outfielder for the Saugerties Stallions. And TJ, not only do you wear these cool jerseys on today's game, but there was a parade before the game. First time in it. How's it feel? How's it for you?
It was awesome. There was so many cool people. There were so many people when we were running around and throwing candy around, and a really cool experience. Top 5 experience for sure, no doubt.
And John gave you one of our mini cameras. How was that? Just kind of run around with that and taking around some cool video.
Once we figured out how to use it, I had John help me a couple times, but once we figured out how to use it, it was pretty fun. We just filmed all the cool experiences, made sure to get all the boys and all the kids getting the candy and throwing it. Garrett put a couple of flowers and necklaces on people. It was really cool. We handed out some candy to cops because they just help out so much throughout the community. So yeah, it was cool. It was really fun.
Thanks, TJ. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Logan. First pitch set at 7:05. You can tune in right here on the Saugerties Stallions YouTube channel. We'll see you there. fireworks, ballpark franks, and some summer baseball. 3 things that make this holiday spectacular. And it's bumping here in Saugerties, New York, as the Saugerties Stallions, dressed in their All-American uniforms, take on the Albany Dutchmen. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome into the Ulster Savings broadcast booth, which, by the way, happy 4th of July to all of those watching on our YouTube channel. I'm John Drager. Joined alongside me is my partner in Kyle McMullen. And Kyle, what a beautiful day to celebrate the 4th.
Oh, absolutely. And it's going to be a great contest. You have the Albany Dutchmen traveling here. Alex Canny on the mound for your Stallions. Coming off a tough loss last night at home to Amsterdam. Stallions are looking to bounce back and keep above that 500 mark that they've seen themselves dip below a few times and meet right in the middle as many times.
And we take a look at the standings. The Dutchmen have a 2-game lead above the Stallions for second place, with Amsterdam having a chokehold for the top spot in the East. And with both teams losing last night, obviously Saugerties losing against Amsterdam 5-1 here at Cantine, but the Albany Dutchmen lost 2-1 to the number 8 team in the East, in Glens Falls. And it was a little bit of a rough night, so an opportunity for the Stallions to really pounce on them.
Absolutely, and the last time, if you remember, the Dutchmen visited here, Colston Buchanan threw an absolute gem. 6 innings, 7 strikeouts, a 1-0 ball game. Hate to see him go, but an absolute phenomenal performance from him. Definitely looking to see something good. Alex Canny on a little bit of a hot streak himself. 2 earned his last 17 innings pitched, so he's very dialed in out there on the mound.
Yeah, we'll take a look on the mound tonight for the Stallions. It will be Alex Canny, and in his last performance in a Stallions uniform, they had to go all the way back to June 28th against the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs. That game, first game in the doubleheader, and we're about to get set for first pitch here.
Let's go, Ponies.
And we're just about set here with Alex Canny throwing the first pitch to Tyler Young, which will be called strike 1. Now we'll take a look at the Saugerties defense, brought to you by Nacarado Insurance. Over 50 years, 50 carriers, they got you covered. The man behind the dish catching Candy's pitches will be Nico Amory, as he's setting up on the outside. 0-1 from Candy is fouled back, so a quick 0-2 hole here for Tyler Young.
Young, one of the highest batting average on this Albany Dutchman roster. He's got a .325, and that includes 26 hits to his name, but you do get a lot of swing and misses out of him with the 15 strikeouts, so we're going to have something to keep an eye on all night.
0-2 from Candy, swung on and driven into center field. Rogers getting underneath that, and he'll make the grab for the first out.
Nicely done, ranging to his left, Jelani Rogers just patrolling the skies out there for your Stallions.
And now that'll bring up Nick Schwartz, tonight's designated hitter for Albany. And taking a look at Nick Schwartz, he's reached on base 4 straight games, either via the hit or the walk, so he's looking to make it 5 here at Cantine. Candy now stepping on in. He gets his sign. First pitch to Schwartz will be called strike 1.
That's exactly what you want to see from Canny, just coming right after these Dutchmen, filling up the strike zone, force them to put a bat on a ball.
Candy now working from the stretch. Here's the 0-1. Off speed in there for strike number 2. 5 pitches, 5 strikes so far from the ace on the mound.
You'd love to see it. He's got himself in a nice little rhythm out there to start this one off.
And a little bit of a slower tempo. He's looking for out number 2 here. Here's the 0-2. Dribbler right over to first base. Scrine picks that one up, takes it himself to that first base bag for the second out. So 6 pitches, 2 batters down, 6 strikes, and batter number 3 coming up, and David Silva Jr., the second baseman.
The constant theme that we bring up in this broadcast is the strict pitch count that pitchers are kept to, and this is exactly what you want to see from Canny, just challenging himself. How deep into this ball game can he get? Not how many strikeouts can he get, but how many innings can he eat up for his guys?
First pitch will be called strike 1, and you've been mentioning that. The last 3 appearances that Candy had, he has managed to pitch in 5 innings complete. So he's looking to do the same here, possibly even increase it to 6.
Very dangerous hitter here in Silva Jr.
0-1 goes inside. Silva Jr. had to move out of the way of that one, and that's the game's first ball.
Silva, he's got 26 stolen bags on the year, but he lost a 5-game hitting streak just 2 games ago against Mohawk Valley, went 0-for-3 with a hat trick.
1-1 gets inside for strike number 2. Dutchmen down to their final strike of the half inning, and the Stallions could retire the side here quick.
Canny, an untraditional starting pitcher out of the stretch.
1-2 goes into the dirt and skips past Amory, making the count 2-2. And for David Silva Jr., he had a 6-game hitting streak entering the weekend and had that broken up, and now he finds himself hitless in the last 2 games. Looking to change that right here at Cantine on the 4th of July.
During that streak, you got to mention 6-for-16, 375 hitter.
Chopper down the third base line, but will roll foul before it reaches base. So count will remain the same. Taking a more in-depth look at Candy, a 2-2 record on the year with a 4.36 ERA and 5 game starts. Pitched 22 2/3 with 4 walks and 18 strikeouts. He's looking for a strikeout number 19 on the season, number 1 on the night.
Yeah, Candy's best performance of the year, I would have to say. You could argue his last 2 have been phenomenal, but Glens Falls going 5 innings, 2 hits, and 6 strikeouts.
That was a very great game from Canny. Now facing a 2-2 count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Dribbler right over to shortstop. Rodriguez picks that up, throws on over to first, and we'll get the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 inning for the Stallions, and they're up to bat next. Don't go anywhere. More Saugerties Stallions 4th of July baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. You good? Oh. Yeah. You ready? All right. Bottom of the first here at Cantine Field. The Stallions now going up to bat for the first time tonight. And we'll take a look at the batting order brought to you by Amatec, supplier to military and aerospace. Batting leadoff will be Max Codier, the second baseman, in his second appearance in a Stallions uniform this season. Batting second behind Codier will be the center fielder in Jelani Rogers. 3-hole hitter will be Brandon Fish, the third baseman. Batting cleanup will be Jake Scrine, who will be at first. Batting fifth behind Scrine will be Bertrand. He's in right field today. Batting sixth will be the designated hitter Kip Fugers. Batting seventh will be the extra hitter and Evan Goforth. In the 8-hole, it will be Garrison Berkeley playing in left field today. Batting ninth will be the man behind the dish in Nico Amory, and rounding out the lineup will be the shortstop in Alex Rodriguez. And on the mound for the Dutchman will be Mike Meritier. Taking a look at his most recent performance for Metier, it was a little bit of a rough time.
Yeah, his most recent game was against Boonville. He went 4 innings, allowing 2 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So not as deep as you want to see out of your starting pitcher. The Dutchmen are definitely looking for more from him, but you do see action already going on in this Dutchman bullpen. You got to assume somebody's just out there just having a little light toss to get things loosened up.
And now Max Codier will dig into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch swinging is Codier, but that will be fouled over the grandstand for an 0-1 count.
Codier, a fairly aggressive batter, but we've only seen him in the one game last night, but he hasn't chased anything out of the zone. He stays within himself, which is good to see. A 273 career hitter out of Virginia.
So far, had one hit last night against the Mohawks. He'll take that pitch low and away for ball 1. Bounced right into the dirt. Taking a look at the Albany defense, behind the plate will be Ty Gallagher. And in the infield will consist of Bergevin at first, Silva Jr. at second, Young at shortstop, and Chance Cheka at third. The outfield consists of Ramo Jr. in left field, Shapiro in center, and Brill in right field as Codier fouls that one off, making it a 1-2 count now.
Yeah, Meritier, the left-hander, has a little bit, it looks like a 3/4 arm slot, so there's going to be a lot more horizontal movement coming out of that left-handed arm, and not the shortest of frames either, so definitely a little bit downhill as well. A lot of movement from Meritier's pitches.
And that horizontal arm slot has been an Achilles for the Stallions. Codier takes that one outside, 2-2 count. And taking a look at Meritier's frame, 6'1", 185 from Rivervale, New Jersey. Played no games for Ramapo or Gettysburg. So he's getting first true action as Codier has worked it full.
A couple of really good takes from Codier right there. Just keeping the zone within his confines. He knows exactly where his pitches are and what he needs to do to stay alive at the dish.
Count now 3-2, no outs here. Payoff pitch is swung on and driven into the outfield, and underneath that one will be Shapiro to make the grab for the first out of the bottom of the first.
Codier just missed extra bases on that one. That was a good 3-2 swing. Nice hack trying to drive it out to that left center field gap.
And now that'll bring up the center fielder, Jelani Rogers, who didn't register a hit last night, but he had that 4-game hit streak come to an end, and he had 5 hits in that stretch, one of them being an extra base hit, a triple, if we want to be more specific, against, you guessed it, the Oneonta Outlaws.
Yeah, Jelani always in the top of the order for the Stallions.
First pitch to Rogers will be caught inside for ball 1.
Seen his batting average dip below 300 as of late, but nothing to worry about at all, as Jelani is one of those guys who consistently tries to make the adjustment and make things better for himself going forward.
1-0 goes upstairs, and Rogers had to duck away with that one, 2-0 count. And you mentioned Rogers' batting average dipping, 273 on the year, with 21 hits and 77 at-bats, 18 strikeouts, 5 of them coming in a 7 at-bat stretch. 2-0 gets in there for strike number 1.
Yeah, not the pitch that Jelani's looking for on 2-1. Looked like more of a two-seam and more of a ground ball pitch than anything, with the second baseman playing straight up the middle as well here.
2-1 to Rogers. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. Brandon Fish sitting on the on-deck circle, a 395 hitter. That's a little bit of a dip in his batting average compared to a 421 that we have seen in recent games.
Can't complain too much about a 395 hitter, though.
2-2 from Meritia goes upstairs, and the count is worked full once again.
At this point with Fish, we're just kind of splitting the hairs of the stats. You love to see the way that that guy works at the dish, always looking for his pitch, never trying to do too much.
Let's see if he can get a runner on first here. The 3-2 pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Rogers goes down swinging, and that's the first strikeout of the game. Rogers' 19th strikeout of the year, and that'll bring up Brandon Fish from UMass Lowell. Currently on a 10-game hitting streak with 5 extra base hits in his last 9 games and 5 RBIs in his last 6.
Not to mention the 9 multi-hit games on the year.
He'll take that first pitch outside for ball 1.
Just absolutely lethal from that 3-hole. A great spot for him in this Stallion lineup with a guy like Jake Skrine right behind him. A lot of power around him. And Jelani Rogers batting in front of him. You have to come after one of these guys.
Maritia settles down, fires the 1-0. Upstairs for ball number 2. And we talked about how great of a presence Fish is at the plate. He's currently tied for the team lead in home runs with 2, right next to David Shackelford, but leads the team in RBIs with 20. Next man up in Jake Strine has 13, and he's currently sitting on deck. 2-0 goes outside and upstairs. 3-0 count now.
You can pretty much just assume that Fish is either leading or tied for the lead in every single offensive stat on this team. 30 hits to his name. The 20 RBIs, as you mentioned, OBP of 467, slugging 553.
He'll take that pitch in for strike number 1. So no green light for Fish just yet. And the count's sitting at 3-1 with 2 outs.
Would love to see the lefty-lefty matchup if Fish can just get a hold of something.
Here's the pitch from Merity, and that goes right over the press box and out of play. So up 3-0 in the count. Fish has now worked it to a full count.
Full count. It's a good job of Meritier just battling his way back into this one, forcing a 3-1 swing on a pitch that was really a get-me-out kind of pitch. Fish didn't want much to do with it, just had to hack at it to stay alive.
3-2 is swung on and popped up into shallow left field. Cheka will make the catch and make the final out. A 1-2-3 inning for the Dutchmen as we have no runs for both teams heading into the top of the second. Don't go anywhere. More Stallion baseball is on the way after this.
John's comment.
Awesome. All right. Let me know when you're ready. Oh, that's nice. Tell me when you're ready. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Bob Gehring Septic. Honest, dependable, reliable. If you need it pumped out, call Bob. And by Diamond Mills, world-class amenities and refined luxury. Top of the second year from Cantine Field as it's a 0-0 game with 4, 5, and 6 coming up.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing the rest of this one. Looks like it could come out to be a little bit of a pitcher's duel. Meritier attacking the Stallion hitters exactly what Candy's doing, just filling up the strike zone.
And now Candy settling in for his second inning of work. First pitch to Bergevin will go inside at the knees for ball 1. And going back to that first inning, only 13 pitches for the starting ace, and it was a quick inning of work. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and driven into center field. Roger stepping up for that one and making the grab for out number 1.
Again, nice grab there from Jelani. He just continues to patrol the skies. No fly zone when you've got number 13 playing that number 8 position.
And Anthony Ramo Jr. stepping up in. And it was announced around the ballpark that he is the 4th of July K-Man. And what a time for the K-Man to deliver tonight.
Big day for whoever picked the K-Man tonight, too. You make a lot of happy customers on this 4th of July.
Ramo Jr. fouls that one off for strike number 1. And taking a look at the reasoning why he's tonight's K-Man, a .255 hitter with 19 strikeouts and 55 at-bats. So if I do the math correctly, that's about a 20% time he strikes out. Let's see if that real statistic will ring true. 0-1 will be just missed outside for ball 1.
That one looks like if Amory could have just held on to it, it could have been called either way, but the umpire giving up on it right when he saw the ball touch the clay. And
you can hear it already. The fans are really getting into the K-Man early on as I believe the last time the Dutchmen played, the K-Man struck out first inning. 1-1, swing and a miss for strike two, and the crowd's getting a little bit louder here, waiting for their 2-for-1s at the rotary crowd.
Oh, absolutely. Climbing the ladder there with the fastball was canny. Up and away, very late swing from Ramo. Really hoping to see some magic and some early fireworks.
Slow clap starting here from Cantine. It's getting rowdy. The 1-2 from Canny just misses the outside corner. Ball two.
And you can hear it. Those aren't just fans. That's the Stallion bench team down there. A bunch of pitchers who've got the day off and are having a lot of fun. They really want to see their guy Canny get the K-Man out here.
2-2 count here with one out on the K-Man in Ramo Jr. The pitch just missing that outside edge, and the 5-hole hitter has worked it full.
That looked like the changeup right there. Canny knows that one could have been either way right there. Nonetheless, a full count now to the K-Man.
A big pitch right here for the Stallion faithful at Cantine. Here's the 3-2. Swung on and a ground ball to second base. Codier picks that up, throws it on over to first for the second out. So no strikeout for the K-Man, but 2 away for the Stallions.
It's always interesting to me. You hear a collective groan from your teammates, even though you get a ground out. They're really looking for those K-Man strikeouts all night tonight.
And now stepping up will be Chance Cheka, the third baseman. And taking a look here, Cheka, a .326 hitter with 14 strikeouts and 10 RBIs. Canny now, first pitch at Cheka, swung on, an immediate first pitch swing from the third baseman. Rodriguez picks that one up, throws it on over to first, and he will be called safe. So the first hit of the night belongs to the Dutchmen on an infield single.
A couple of tough in-between hops, one of them bouncing off the back of the pitcher's mound. So Rodriguez had to take sort of a different route to that ball. A little bit too much speed down that first baseline was Bodie.
And now at Austin Bodie, tonight's extra hitter for the Dutchmen, is stepping up. A .172 hitter, and in 29 at-bats has struck out 8 times. Only 5 hits on the air, looking for number 6 with the runner on first. First pitch swinging is Bodie, but he fouls that one up over the grandstand and out of play.
Bodie out of the University of Louisville, so an ACC guy in the PGC bail. See, quite a few of them, honestly, around the league.
0-1, low and away for ball 1. And this is the first time tonight that Kenny has had a runner on base to work with, but no worries for him as he's been able to work out of the stretch consistently.
Yeah, very tough break for him. Again, A-Rod not be able to convert that weird up-the-middle bouncing ball.
1-2 almost shakes Bodie out of his boots, but it was a little far inside for him. 2-1 count now with 2 outs.
Definitely caught him off balance. Kind of buckled at the knees there. It looked like probably a changeup breaking in on the hands like that.
Pickoff attempt over at first, not in time. As Cheka slid back to first base with ease.
Last time we talked to Canny, he had told us a little bit about all the work he's been doing with Rich Doobie, the pitching coach, and you can just see it's paying dividends for him so far.
2-1 goes upstairs, 3-1 count now.
And one of those things that they've been talking about is helping Canny develop a couple new pitches. One of them is a cut fastball that he actually threw a couple times near the end of his outing against Mohawk Valley, both for really solid strikes as well.
Let's see if he utilizes it here on the 3-1. Ground ball under the glove of Jake Strine, and that'll go into right field for a base hit. Cheka rounding second, heading for third. And it seems like Bodie was stretching it to second, and he will be called out.
Very strange decision there from Bodie, as he'll get easily tagged out from the throw from right field from Berkeley. Not exactly sure what he was thinking right there.
I am very confused as to why he stretched it out and instead of putting runners on the corner. But regardless, the Stallions get out of the inning and have a chance to go up in the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere. More 4th of July baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be back. Yeah, that was a very, very questionable call that round.
That was really bad base runner.
Welcome back to a 4th of July Cantine Field here in Saugerties, New York. Still nothing heading into the bottom of the second, and for Mike Merite, he retired the side early on with a strikeout and 2 flags, now facing 4, 5, and 6 with Jake Skrine coming up to bat, and a very potent hitter that Skrine is.
Yep, Skrine, 284 on the year. We've seen that batting average north of 350 at times. Him and Brandon Fish making a great 1-2 punch at that 3-4 hole for the Stallions. And they're definitely going to look to do some damage early on in this one.
And for Merite, taking a look back for him, 4.21 ERA and 10 2/3 innings pitched, 8 walks, 9 strikeouts now, entered tonight with 8, looking to continue his presence. And in his last appearance against Boonville in that 5-2 loss against the baseball club, we mentioned those 2 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, just could not get the bats going for the Dutchmen.
No, but after that first inning that he threw, he looks very confident. It doesn't seem to have phased him at all so far. Obviously, very early on in this one. Interesting to see his approach as he gets through this heart of the Stallion lineup.
And now Jake Skrine stepping into the box with Fortunate Son ringing around the PA system around the stadium, a change that was made this morning in his walk-up sign. It's only going to be used for the day.
Very patriotic.
Patriotic indeed. First pitch will be low and inside at the feet of Skrine for ball 1. Merite, this is his second appearance against the Stallions. He was in that June 3rd game where the Dutchmen won 13-10 and actually got the save after 2/3 innings pitched. 1-0, a dribbler right over to first baseman Bergevin. He'll take it himself and step on that bag for the first out.
Stepping on these red, white, and blue American flag bases, by the way, which look absolutely phenomenal.
They do look phenomenal. I do have to say, the American flag bases are a nice touch. Brought in by our owner and boss, Kevin Hinchy. Also, nice little details right around the home plate area, red, white, and blue stars. So, great job by the field grounds crew of doing all the work to prepare for this 4th of July spectacular.
Best grounds crew in all the PGCBL by far.
Now, Easton Bertrand trying to dirty up this ground right here, trying to get on base. First pitch he sees will be inside for ball 1. And Bertrand taking a look at his recent performances. 3 hits in his last 3 games. Really able to put a barrel on the ball. 1-0 goes upstairs, 2-0.
Good take right there from Easton. Looking for a pitch that he can handle in the strike zone. Being very patient up there so far in this one.
Stallions didn't get their first hit until the bottom of the 8th, bottom of the 3rd, excuse me. So he takes that pitch in for strike number 1. Yeah, going back to the Stallions, they didn't register their first hit until the bottom of the 4th inning with a Brandon Fish double. Looking to change that here tonight.
Well-pitched contest in last night's game through and through. Just a couple of unfortunate errors that took the Stallions out of it.
A screamer right by Bertrand goes into the right center field gap for a base hit, and he will hold at bat first. Bertrand continuing his hot bat, and the Stallions get a runner on with 1 out.
Absolute screamer right there. Great piece of hitting from Bertrand, delivering a nice base hit for the Stallions in that right center field gap.
And now Kip Fugers, tonight's designated hitter, stepping on in with a runner on first. And for Fugers, he had a rough time at the plate in the last couple games. Struck out in 5 out of the last 8 at-bats until he had that RBI single last night against the Mohawks.
The lone RBI single for the Stallions as well. So a little bit of a clutch factor out of Kip. Hoping to see a little bit more consistency at the dish.
Now he took that first pitch up for strike 1. Merite fires into the dirt for a ball. Taking a look at Easton Bertrand so far, only 2 stolen bags on the year, has yet to be caught. And it's going to be difficult with a lefty on the mound. 1-1, dribbler over to the shortstop. Young tries to throw it over to Silva Jr. at second, but it will be overthrown and into the first base foul territory. Bertrand will advance to third, and now runners on the corners here for the Stallions with one out. And we'll wait the official ruling here, and it will be ruled in error on the Dutchmen.
Yeah, very tough break as the shortstop just makes a bad throw over that second base bag with Silva Jr. covering, getting up that first baseline. Now Stallions threatening with only one away.
And we'll wait the official ruling on who that error will be by. I'm thinking it might be ruled an E6 here. Evan Goforth up to the plate, tonight's extra hitter. He'll take that one low for a ball.
Yeah, I'd have to assume you get the error to the shortstop. Just not a very good throw right there from Young.
And it looked like he threw it from below his hip to try to get it to Silva Jr. Maratia, the 1-0, gets in there for strike number one.
Goforth, one of the Stallions. Hot and cold hitters on the year. He had a 9-game hitting streak at one point. Prior to that, he was 0 of 11 to start the year. So 286 right now, 5 of 9 in his last 3 games. Definitely on a bit of a heater right now.
Goforth pops that one up into the first base line. Underneath that one will be Bergevin, and he drops it. Bergevin drops it. Bertrand's coming around, and he will score. The throw to second will not be in time. Fugers will hold up at second, and it's 1-0 Stallions.
Wow, just very unfortunate right there for the Dutchmen. Stallions able to capitalize on a couple of poor defensive moments right there. You got the first baseman Bergevin completely missing the pop-up. Looked like he lost it, but not a cloud in the sky. Not sure where he might have lost that. And then the throw to the shortstop, Young, covering second, trying to get Fugers, who had to stay put at first. That one went away into shallow center field, but not far enough for Fugers to advance any further than second.
It will be ruled an E3, the second straight error by the Dutchmen, and that will warrant a mound visit by their head coach. And we've been seeing a little bit of a common theme whenever the Dutchmen come into town. Their head coach, Nick Davey, they want to fire up his team, get them going, and right now, 2 hits, 2 errors, and no runs for Albany as the Stallions take a 1-0 lead.
Very, very big moment right there for your Stallions. Able to break the dead knot, put the first run of the night on the board. Do it any way you can.
Yeah, taking a look at Goforth, that will not be ruled an RBI. So now Garrison Berkeley will try to get the game's first RBI here with a runner on with runners on first and second. Merity fires inside for strike number one.
Berkeley, 4 of his last 10 with 2 runs, 2 RBIs, 3 walks, and 2 stolen bases. Not to mention he's got 4 multi-hit games on the year. Another Stallion that likes to get real hot real fast.
0-1 chopped down to second base. Runners will advance into scoring position, but Berkeley will be called out. So now with 2 outs here, 2 runners in scoring position with a Kip Fugers on third, Goforth on second. That'll bring up Nico Amory, tonight's catcher behind the dish, making his second straight start as catcher. And for Amory, he broke a 3-game hit streak last night against the Mohawks, but has safely reached base in his last 4 games. Some via the hit, some via the walk. He's looking to add at least 1 more run, possibly 2, with a hit into the outfield. First pitch he sees will break in for strike number 1.
You said it, John. While that batting average isn't the highest on the team, that on-base percentage certainly is amongst the highest, always finding himself on the bases any way he can.
Dutchman now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Emery takes that one outside, 1-1 count. And going back, it was a potential 2-out situation a double play when Futures grounded it into shortstop Tyler Young, but a missed throw caused runners on the corners, and another error by Bergevin missing the catch caused a run to score. And now 2 runners in scoring position for the Stallions as Emery fouls that one off into the netting. 1-2 count here. And a little bit of fireworks going off early, not from the Saugerties Stallions, but from the neighboring people around the area. So we do have to apologize in advance for any unexpected explosion of fireworks here. 1-2 count here for Amory. The pitch from Maratia. Swung on and fouled back over the grandstand and out of the yard.
And for those of you that are in town, you're going to want to head over here to Cantine as quickly as you possibly can. There's going to be a lot of great baseball to get played tonight. Seats are getting filled up fast. Fireworks immediately following tonight's contest. Hurry on over here.
And looking like it will be a ball called on Maratia, and that will score Futures. Make it 2-0 Stallions.
Just like that, Meritier disgusted with himself. The Stallions' second run of the night. You had Futures leading off third, faking the break towards home. Both himself and third base coach Adam Cray noticing the twitch of Meritier immediately. Great piece of base running.
Go for it, stumbling as he's trying to play with Meritier, and that pitch will go upstairs for ball 2.
A little bit of gamesmanship right there. Go forth, almost blew out a tire trying to get back to third. You love to see it. 2-0 Stallions.
It might be his American headband that's weighing him down as he was trying to stop on his way potentially home. Now 2s across the board in the bottom of the second. 2-0 Stallions. The pitch to Amory will be low and inside, and he's worked it full.
Very patient hitter is Amory. You don't have the 425 batting OBP with a 180 batting average when you aren't seeing the ball right. He just consistently hits the ball right at people is his biggest problem. But they'll start to drop eventually.
They will start to drop eventually. Everyone gets out of a slump sometime soon. Payoff pitch upstairs and away for ball 4. That puts runners back on the corners. And the bottom of the order coming up with Alex Rodriguez.
All you want to see right here is the shortstop, A-Rod, who went 1 for 4 last night. To just go ahead, give the Stallions another insurance run here early, put a nice, good bat on the ball that we've seen him do a lot this year.
And for Rodriguez, struck out twice last night against the Mohawks. Went 1 of 4 with a single in the bottom of the 9th, but an unfortunate single that happened to ricochet off the face of Cameron Love of the Mohawks, and we do hope he is okay. First pitch outside and upstairs for ball 1.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate moment in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs nonetheless. A 4-run ball game, just a tough hop right into the face of Cameron Love, the shortstop. Again, as John said, we hope he's okay.
Maratia checks back to first base. Rodriguez have to step out of the way of that pitch as it went low and inside for ball 2.
A little bit of an Olay factor right there from the shortstop.
I believe we mentioned on the broadcast last night, myself and Logan Brandis, that Adam Craze did a similar thing. All he was missing was a fancy hat and a red cape. 2-0 to Rodriguez. Gets in down Main Street for strike number 1. So far on the year, Nico Amory, not very aggressive on the base pass, has 1 stolen base to his name this season, looking for number 2 here with an opportunity. Runner stays put. Rodriguez fouls that one off the first base line, and he's rolling down, and that ball will be kicked foul.
Very weird cue shot kind of ball that the spin of the ball could have made it go fair or foul. Everyone kind of playing with it, waiting to see what happened. The catcher showing A-Rod exactly what he did to that baseball. Looks like he might have ripped the leather off it.
And now 2s across the board once again. Merity, in that situation, walked Amory with 2 straight balls. So now Rodriguez looking to get on via the walk here or a single.
Stallions already got 2 across in this one. looking to add to it right here.
2-2 is driven into left field, and that'll go down for a base hit. Goforth scores, the runner holds on second, and an RBI single for Rodriguez. 3-0 Saugerties leads.
And you just love to see a great piece of hitting right there from the shortstop, A-Rod, staying down and through that inside pitch against the left-hander. Really nice piece of hitting right there from the shortstop.
And now we head to the top of the order with runners on first and second and Max Codier. Back in the first inning, he flew out to center field to lead off the Stallion bats. Looking for a different result here as the Stallions are rolling with 2 outs. First pitch, Codier swings at it, and he pops that one up into shallow left field. Making the grab is Young, and that'll be the final out of the inning. But not before 3 Stallions come across home plate to make this a 3-0 ball game after 2 innings. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions 4th of July baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.
There's a pretty off-field delay right now. Do you want me to fix it? Yeah, you're going to want to. I haven't finished the Tyler, but they're just not synced up anymore the way you have it. This is too far ahead. Or, that's ahead of that. Yeah. That's ahead of that. Relax.
All right, let's see. That's still ahead. Hopefully I got it synced up. Alright, that should be good syncs.
Okay.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Dwyer Contracting, high quality craftsmanship in a family owned business. And by Ephros Orthodontics, smile provider for your Saugerties Stallions. And it's all smiles here from the Stallions as they lead 3-0 heading to the top of the third. And first batter that the Dutchmen that the Stallions are going to have to face will be the catcher in Ty Gallagher as he fouls that one off.
Gallagher on the year, a 500 OBP from the catcher. Wow.
Second pitch will be low and inside for ball number 1. So a 1-1 count here to the man behind the dish for the Dutchman. Say that 5 times fast.
Seriously. If you remember the last time the Dutchman faced off, Gallagher fouled the ball off into the jaw of Ryan Proto, the Stallion catcher newcomer, and he had to go down and out for the count with a concussion, ending his summer stint with the Stallions after just that one appearance. So another victim of PGCBL baseball. Hope that he's doing well.
Gallagher pops that one up over the press box and out of play. And to mention that, Nico Emery did have to come in and finish off Prado's job behind the dish in the top of the ninth. And we do wish Ryan Prado the very best in his road to his recovery. Slow clap starting very early here at Cantine. Gallagher slowing down Canny's pace of play. The 1-2 swung on and driven into center field. Underneath that one will be Bertrand, and he'll make the grab for the first out. So one away again for the Dutchmen, and that's 3 straight leadoff flyouts for Albany.
Nice and efficient right there from Mr. Alex Canny. You love to see it. He continues to just fill up the strike zone and come right after these Dutchmen.
So far, only 2 hits given up by Canny. As that first pitch goes down Main Street for strike number 1.
And only one of those 2 hits actually left the infield, so he's doing a fantastic job out on the mound.
0-1, driven down the left field line. That will be ruled foul.
Look out, as those left field bleachers are absolutely jam-packed tonight.
That third base line, they want some fireworks here, especially on the 4th of July. And that upper grandstand is filling up as well. Look at that.
Oh, absolutely.
And here's the 0-2 from Kenny. Swung on and driven down the right field line, but hooking foul into the Dutchman bullpen. So we'll do it all over.
So Brill so far tatering one down the left field line, way foul, and then more of a pop-up fly-out kind of trajectory on that one down the right field line. We'll see if he's going to be able to split the difference here with this 0-2 pitch from Kenny.
So far, Kenny 34 pitches on the night. 0-2 just missing outside for ball 1. And taking a deeper look in his pitch count, 24 strikes to now 11 balls. Slow clap starting up once again. The 1-2 down the third base line, rolling foul. And the Italian music ringing on here on this American holiday. I'm not entirely sure why, but we'll carry on with it. The show must go on.
Hey, that's your friend over there on the ones and twos.
Our friend right there. The 1-2 from Kenny swung on and popped up right into shallow outfield. Rodriguez can't make the catch as it bloops over his head, and the Dutchmen get another base hit.
Just over the outstretched glove of A-Rod, missing that by mere inches. Unfortunate third hit for the Dutchman.
The Dutchman's third hit on the night. Runner on first in Alex Brill, and now Caden Shapiro stepping on up, the center fielder. Kenny gets his sign, fires the first pitch, rolling foul down the third base line. And Shapiro, 268 hitter and 56 at-bats, racked up 15 hits with 11 walks, 9 RBIs, and 14 strikeouts. Looking to advance Brill on first. Kenny sets up in his stretch. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and popped up down near the Stallion dugout. Fish making a hustle for it, but cannot get there in time. So no 2-hole for the number 10 hitter.
Right in no man's land down this third baseline. Really unfortunate spot right there, as maybe just another couple of inches, Fish would be able to make that play.
And we'll keep it going here. Kenny now stepping up to the mound, really trying to work it here. With one out here and an 0-2 count to Shapiro. Pickoff attempt over to first will not be in time. First pickoff attempt on the night for Kenny. Second pickoff attempt not in time as Bro gets back to first.
Kenny been pitching really well, varying his pitches a lot, and looks like he's varying some looks over there at first base as well.
Slow clap starting up once again. The 0-2, runner goes, swung on and a dribbler right up to the pitcher. The runner will stay safe at second, but the throw to first will be in time for out number 2.
Kenny a little upset with himself right there. Very unfortunate time for the Dutchman to steal if you're Alex Kenny. Regardless, he traded that runner moving up 90 feet for the second out of the inning.
So Kenny, with the fielder's choice, could not get to second on time on the hit and run. Had to go over to first, and now the Dutchmen have a runner in scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the third. That'll bring us back to the top of the order with Tyler Young stepping up to the plate. Young, a .325 hitter with 16 RBIs. He'll take that first pitch low and away for ball 1.
And Kenny loves changing looks at the mound between pitches. He doesn't typically start the same guy off with the same pitch ever. Not in a row, at least.
Candy stepping off the rubber as he was looking over to Brill, trying to make him retreat back to the second base bag. Now he'll set up in his stretch. Fires the 1-0. Upstairs for ball 2.
Struggling to find the strike zone right now is Candy to the shortstop. Back to the top of the order for their second time around. Young looking to do some damage with 2 outs.
Codier backs off second base. The jumped off pitch will try to be caught by Scrine, but it bobbles out of his glove. So Tyler Young catching a break right there on the mishandle by the first baseman.
That was a lot of wicked tailing away from him spin right there off the right-handed bat of Young and just going up towards that first base fence. Scrine, that would have been a pretty good effort. It didn't look like much, but that was a pretty tough play to try and make.
A valiant effort coming up empty-handed, and now a 2-1 count to the top of the order, man in Young. Caney fires, gets in there for strike number 2. And the Dutchmen are down to their final strike of this half inning.
Good time right there for what looked like to me a changeup as GM Kevin Hinchy gets this crowd going with 2 strikes.
Kevin Hinchy, the Canton Fields hype man, trying to lead Canny into the dugout. 2s across the board. The runner goes, pitches, swung on and missed for strike 3. The Stallions are fired up and get out of the jam.
Canny is absolutely pumped up after that strikeout. You see him throw that fist pump. You gotta love to see that kind of fiery, red-hot energy from your starting pitcher.
On 1 hit, the runner advanced to second, but no further, as it's still a 3-0 ball game heading into the bottom of the 3rd. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions 4th of July baseball is on the way after this. I saw the comment. You can't hear me. I can't hear me at all. Interesting. Oh, you can't hear me at all. Literally seconds for a test. See, I'm barely getting it. What's up? I'm gonna. Alright, thank you, man. Appreciate it. You just don't like that little bump on there, right? I know. Alright. Welcome back to Canton Field here. 3-0 Stallions lead heading into the bottom of the 3rd. 2-3-4 stepping up to the plate. Jelani Rogers, the center fielder, up to bat to lead off.
Stallions back to the top of the order for their second plate appearances tonight. Looking to see something from the center fielder.
Rogers taking that first pitch down low and inside for ball 1. And going back to Rogers' last appearance at the plate, a strikeout swinging on a 3-2 count. Now the 1-0 to Rogers, swung on and popped up towards that left field line. Underneath that one will be Young. He'll make the grab for out number 1. So two straight retired by Tyler Young on the fly out. And up to bat now will be Brandon Fish.
Fish looking to extend that big hitting streak that we mentioned his first go around. sitting at 10 right now. Would love to see number 11 right here.
First pitch he sees is low and away for ball one. Merity now in his third inning of work gave up 3 runs in that last bottom second frame. One of them coming from a balk. 0-1 into the dirt for ball 2.
Yep, some good gamesmanship again from Kip Fugers and Adam Cray at third base there to get the balk from Meritier. Just something you don't really see every day, especially out of a college pitching staff. So, a little bit of fun, different kind of fireworks on the 4th.
2-0 to Fish is hammered into center field, and underneath that one will be Shapiro. He'll step up and make the grab for out number 2. 2 batters, 2 straight flyouts, the second for Brandon Fish today, and now Jake Skrine steps up. Skrine led off in the second inning, but grounded to the first baseman in Matt Bergevin, and that was his day so far at the plate. Now looking for some more 2-out magic as the Stallions had in that last inning.
The tale of the season at the plate are the Stallions and 2-out runs.
What more could you ask for as a Stallion fan? First pitch will be at the knees for ball 1. Taking a look at the Dutchmen's last game against Glens Falls. Glens Falls managed to score the first run of the game, but then retaliated in the 6th after it was knotted up at 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0 goes inside. 2-0 count now. Taking a look at the final box score, 3 hits for the Dutchmen compared to Glens Falls' 8. So a rough night at the bats for Albany, and they're trying to avoid that here. Now they've managed to reach that total in just 3 innings. 2-0 to Skrine, same area, low and at the knees. 3-0 count.
Looks like back-to-back changeups from Meritier. Soft and in on the hands of Skrine. Neither one of them really challenging Skrine at the dish.
3-0 to Skrine. Gets down Main Street for strike number 1.
Another
and
one
sarcastic cheers ring around Kansine.
That one looked like it barely caught the outer part of the plate. Pretty generous strike call. Nonetheless, Skrine up there with a great spot here with 2 away.
Skrine now with the 3-1, takes it upstairs for ball number 4, and with 2 outs, the Stallions get another base runner on.
Good at bat from Skrine. He didn't have too much to work with out of Meritier. No pitch was really all that close. Even the called strike could have gone either way right there.
And just the second walk given up by Meritia. The first one coming to Nico Amory, and now Easton Bertrand up for his second at-bat tonight. So far, 1 of 1 with a single. He came all the way around to score. That started that 3-run rally in the bottom of the 2nd. He'll take that pitch well low into the dirt. Didn't even hit the plate.
Yep. Once you start seeing a pitcher start spiking his fastball, lose command of it, you know you're in some pretty big trouble. And the Dutchmen continue to throw guys out in that visiting bullpen.
Meritia in his stretch will fire the 1-0, and it's low and at the feet of Bertrand. 2-0 count.
Bertrand vehemently letting everyone know in and around the ballpark, no, that was not a strike. Consistently just shaking his head. You love to see it.
He does that with varying pitches, especially on those balls upside. He will shake his head or shake his hands with the bat in hand to let him know, like, that was a ball. Love to see that aggression. 2-0 now. Taken inside for strike number 1.
And that right there is a really good take because it's a 2-0 breaking ball. There's no need for you to even challenge that sort of pitch. Let it bounce in there for a strike and move on. You're still ahead in the count, 2-1. Still got a lot of room to work with.
Seemed like Bertrand sat on a fastball. You know, with a 2-1, swings low at that one and finds himself with 2s across the board.
Caught himself chasing right there. It looked like it might have been maybe a 2-seam fastball running away from Bertrand out the left-handed arm of Merity.
With Fugers on deck here, And 2 outs, runner on first and scoring. Here's the pitch from Meriti. Swung on in, missed for strike 3, and that'll end the inning. A runner gets on base via the walk, but that's about it for the Stallions as they lead 3-0 after 3. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way after this. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by the Emerson Spa, a hidden treasure in the Catskills, and MedView Incorporated, independent medical review, world-class results, local connections, and by IXL Health and Fitness Club, keeping the Stallions fit, and myself all season long.
Had to throw yourself in the mix once.
I mean, if Logan's going to do that to me, I might as well just take the bullet with it.
Absolutely. I don't blame you.
And what's very fitting on this 4th of July is the Stallions find themselves up 3-0 with Alex Canny still on the mound, facing 2, 3, and 4. Nick Schwartz up to bat now. First pitch swing is Schwartz. Rodriguez picking that out from the dirt from his knees. Throw over to first will be in time for the first out. What a play by the shortstop.
You said it, John. A really, really nice play from A-Rod, dealing with the short hop, coming down to a knee, and firing it over that first base bag. Well done, A-Rod.
And now David Silva Jr. coming on up. In his first at-bat, grounded out to Rodriguez, just like Schwartz did last inning. Last at-bat, I should say. Now digging in. Canny now still working from the stretch. Action going on in the Albany bullpen. Silva fouls that one up over the first base stands and out of play. Taking a look at Silva Jr. went 0 of 0 last night. No walks, no strikeouts. Was mainly used as a pinch runner. The 0-1 from Canny. Check swing from Silva Jr. will not go around. 1-1 count here.
That one looked like another changeup. Not sure exactly where that missed. Had to have just fallen right off the dish.
Canny now slowing down the tempo, firing the 1-1. Swung on and driven into left field. That'll go down for a base hit. Berkeley will pick that one up. Silva around first, and the Dutchmen get another runner on.
Tough spot right there from Canny. Not a bad pitch at all, just a really nicely done piece of hitting from Silva Jr. Able to stay down on it and get that ball a good line drive out to left field.
Canny now up to 4 hits on the night. In his last 2 games against Utica and Mohawk Valley has given up 5 hits. First pitch to first baseman Matt Bergevin will be called a strike. And taking a look at the East standings, you have Amsterdam up top with a 25-4 record, followed by Albany 15-10. So a huge difference between those two teams. Canny checks back over to first to Silva Jr., but he'll get back to the bag in time. And Bergevin will await the 1-0 pitch. Remo Jr. on deck. The 0-1 pitch will be grounded over to Rodriguez. He'll flip it over to second. Gautier over to first, and the double play ball goes in. 1-2-3 inning for the Stallions off the Rodriguez double play. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth with the Stallions having a 3-0 lead. Don't go anywhere. 4th of July baseball on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Welcome back to Canton Field here on this wonderful 4th of July holiday. And it's wonderful indeed because the Stallions find themselves up 3-0 heading into the bottom of the fourth. And Mike Maritia still on the mound for the Dutchmen, about to face 6, 7, and 8. Kip Futures leading off.
The gauntlet of the Stallion lineup, as we like to call it here in the booth. You got Kip Futures, one of the not the newest newcomer, but a newcomer nonetheless. Evan Goforth, who continues to swing a red-hot bat. And, of course, Garrison Berkeley, the stellar left fielder, playing right field actually tonight, but very tough 6, 7, 8 to deal with.
Kip Futures managed to get on base last inning via an error on a double play ball by Tyler Young, the shortstop, and came all the way around to score on a balk by Maritia. First pitch, Hulsey will catch the inside edge for strike number 1. And something to take note of, an ERA of 3.25 as a team for the Dutchmen. So far, 3 runs scored and only 3 innings at bat for the Stallions. Futures sends that one into the gap into right center field, and Shapiro can't make the diving grab. Ball rolls to the roll. Futures is rounding second and will hold up there for a stand-up double to lead things off.
Great effort out there in center field from Shapiro, but Kip Future absolutely tattooing that baseball into that right center field gap. An easy stand-up leadoff double in this bottom of the 4th inning. Don't go anywhere. Stallions are threatening early in this half inning.
And we mentioned before, Futures struck out in 5 out of his last 8 at-bats, now managing to tattoo that ball a few times. And it's looking like the Dutchman will have a pitching change coming up here. Who will it be? Well, you'll have to find out after the break. Stallions baseball continues after this. Welcome back to Canton Field with a leadoff double by Kip Futures. The Albany Dutchmen make a call to the bullpen and bring out Lucas Rich from Florham Park, New Jersey. The right-hander, 6'5", 210, with an 0-run record and a 3 ERA.
Meritier, not really the best evening of work for himself. Got himself into a little bit of trouble, but you certainly have to throw a little bit of shade, some blame towards your infield. making 2 costly errors, and the first run of Kip Futures coming across via that balk in that second inning. So pitching and hit and defense not really coming together right now for the Dutchmen. The new arm is definitely going to look to shake things up for Albany.
And he comes in with a runner on second, no outs. As we take a look at Mike Maratia's final line, not official just yet, because in 3 innings he has given up 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, with 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and will be responsible for Futures on second.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing what Evan Goforth can do right here to the new arm for the Dutchman.
And now Evan Goforth will step up to the plate. Berkeley on deck, Amory in the hole, and Lucas Rich still taking some warm-up tosses. And we'll take a look at his last appearance, June 27th, against the Amsterdam Mohawks in their 11-5 victory over the Dutchmen. In 1 inning, gave up 2 hits with 1 run, which was earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts with 7 batters faced. And now we're just about set to get things rolling here. No outs, bottom of the 4th, runner on second. Rich settles in to his stretch. First pitch will be catching that lower edge of the strike zone for an 0-1 count. Rich from Lehigh University, similar to the shortstop and Tyler Young. Goforth fouls off that 0-1 pitch and will go right underneath the netting of the grandstands and into the VIP section. 0-2 count now for the man out of Indiana.
Goforth, we've talked a lot about his presence at the dish, but really coming into his own out in the middle infield, making a lot of great plays at shortstop.
Here's the 0-2 from Rich, swung on and fouled back into the netting, this time staying out of the VIP section. So Goforth just getting right under that on his cut. He reached on base in the 2nd inning via an error by the first baseman, Bergevin, on the missed pop fly. Fireworks go off here, just not too far from Cantine Field.
Feels like 1776 when it's about as loud as a cannon. Holy cow, that thing shook me to the bone, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, fireworks still going off here. Maybe a little bit early for fireworks here. But for Goforth, he finds himself in a 1-2 hole. The pitch from Rich goes into the dirt. Futures will stay at second. 2-2 count here. And you're starting to see how filled Cantine is. That whole third baseline is packed. And there seems to be some action going on in the Stallion bullpen as we speak. The 2-2 from Goforth is going to go right over the head of Young for a base hit. Futures will hold up at third. And that will be a single for Goforth and puts runners on the corners.
Nice piece of hitting right there from Mr. Evan Goforth with 2 strikes. Still nobody out here in this Stallion 4th inning. Looking to do a lot more damage than they did back in the 2nd inning.
Now he has 6 hits in his last 4 games, 2 of them multi-hit games. And now Garrison Berkeley stepping up to the dish, no outs, runners on the corners. And we'll have to see what Adam Cray signals Goforth to do with a right-hander on the mound this time. Goforth stays. Berkeley will take that pitch well inside for a ball.
So that right there makes Goforth 6 for his last 11. Just seeing a baseball that looks probably about the size of a beach ball right now.
Goforth getting tagged up right there by Bergevin on the pickoff attempt, but he'll slide in safely. And it seemed like Futures was getting a little antsy down that third base line, looking to try to go home, failed to do so.
Absolutely. Very mischievous over there on the base paths.
The 1-0 from Rich. Swung on and driven into center field. Shapiro making the grab. Futures tagging up. The throw will not be made to home, and the Stallions bring another run in from third. 4-1 Saugerties leads.
And that right there was a very loud sac fly to dead center field. Great short swing from Mr. Garrison Berkeley, giving the Stallions that 4th run. Wow, that right there was well struck.
And now Nico Amory stepping up for the second time tonight. 0 for 0 with a walk back in the second inning. Managed to get all the way around to second before being held up there. Now facing a 1-out situation with Goforth on first. Ridge slowing down the tempo. First pitch to Amory will be fouled back into the netting. 0-1 count. And that ball seemed to have hit the grandstand and rolled all the way back into the field of play. Great hands right there by the Albany coaching staff. Able to put that ball back, and we will resume here.
Goforth with a very aggressive lead over there at first base.
Goforth sits off. Amory taking that one well high, looking at some chin music. 1-1 count.
And that chin music brought to you by Gillette, because that was a close shave right there.
It was a very close shave. Not too many close shaves here today. Stallion still rocking some facial hair. The runner goes. Amory hits that one down the third base line, but rolling foul. So the hit and run attempt does not work to fruition.
No, Goforth had a great jump right there. So you know that hit and run, the cardinal rule is you have to swing every time. But at some point, if I'm Nico Amory, I'm thinking, man, I really should just take and Goforth almost wouldn't even have to get his jersey dirty right there.
And these are once-in-a-season jerseys worn every 4th by the Stallions, with the American flag on the back. 1-2 to Amory. Down low for ball 2. And now Rodriguez will be stepping up on deck.
Rich looks like he's varying his look to home plate and over to first base a little bit, trying to mess with Goforth's timing over there at the first base bag.
Rich steps off the rubber in fears of Goforth. And now we'll resume here with a 2-2 count and 1 out in the bottom of the 4th. Stallions holding a 4-0 lead.
Goforth looked like he was definitely going to go before that pick off, the step off right there.
The runner goes. Swing check right there by Amory. Will be called strike 3, but Goforth advances all the way to second base and puts a runner in scoring position.
Rich not doing very much to keep Goforth close to that first base bag. Goforth able to consistently get the timing right on the pitcher.
And that's the first Benson steal of the night for the Stallions, and that marks number 51 on the year for Adam Cray. And taking a look at what Albany has done on the base paths, 109, only caught 10 times stealing. Rodriguez now up to bat. First pitch swinging is a shortstop, and that'll go down for a base hit. Goforth will hold up at third, and a little bit of a mishandle right there, and he will be called out, and Adam Cray was not happy about that one.
No, it looks like Cray was trying to send Goforth. Goforth rounded third with a full head of steam. Cray thought better of it, which was definitely the right call to second-guess himself. Goforth entirely too committed to be able to put enough brakes on it to get back to third base in time. Very tough break for the Stallions right there.
Regardless, they do manage to score a run in the bottom of the 4th inning and now have a 4-0 lead heading into the 5th. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions 4th of July baseball on the way after this. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by J. Mullen and Sons Construction, Hudson Valley's trusted contractor for over 25 years. And by the Jolly Cow in Lake Katrine, because everybody loves ice cream. Everybody is loving the Stallions 4-0 lead, and everybody is loving that the K-Man is up to bat for another time tonight. Kenny takes that first pitch outside for ball 1. For Kenny, the last time he faced Ramo Jr., tonight's game man, grounded into the second baseman for the second out of the inning. Ramo Jr. fouls that one off for strike 1. We mentioned before, and 55 at-bats for the left fielder, 19 strikeouts, hence why he is chosen as the 4th of July game man. The 1-1 from Kenny. Outside, ball 2. And looks like 2 arms are slowly warming up in the Stallion bullpen, so we're going to see how long Kenny is in this inning. 2-1, pop foul over the press box, and the K-Man is down to his final strike. Remember, folks, if the K-Man strikes out, people at Cantine Field, two for ones. Stella Artois at the Stallions watering trough. Slow clap starting from the VIP section. Kenny with the 2-2. Down low into the dirt, and Ramo Jr. has worked it full.
Great pitch right there from Kenny, trying to get a big swing and a miss out of Ramo. Really nice changeup buried in the dirt. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get a swing and a miss out of that one.
The jaws seem slowly creeping in on Ramo Jr. Slow clap starting up again. The payoff pitch just missing on that outside edge for ball 4. And the Dutchmen have their first leadoff runner of the game. K-Man 0 for 2 tonight on striking out, but he now has an opportunity to get ruled up in a double play with Chance Cheka coming up to the plate. So far, Cheka 1 of 1 tonight with a single back in the second inning. And with a runner on and nobody out. First pitch, Cheka sees, he swings and fouls that one over the first base stands and out of play. Looks like it almost hit a truck. Kenny looking ready as he's trying to get his sign from Amory. Middle infield playing relatively close to that second base bag. Pickoff attempt will not be in time, according to the field umpire. And the lights are slowly coming on here at Canton, and those lights will be sponsored by Richards Electric. When the lights go on, call Richards. Cheka swings and misses for strike number 2. And now an 0-2 hole early for the number 6 hitter, and the original K-Man before a last-minute change by the Saugerties Stallions organization. Kenny now with an 0-2 count, no one out. Here's the pitch. Swung on and popped foul over the first base line. So we'll do it all over again. We mentioned before, Kenny has not gone farther than 5 innings pitched, and he's done that 3 straight appearances against Glens Falls, Utica, and Mohawk Valley. The 0-2 is driven right past the glove of Rodriguez, and that'll go in for a base hit. No one out and 2 runners on. Cheka, 2 of 2 on the night with 2 singles.
That ball was just laced out into left field. Kenny getting himself in a little bit of trouble here with nobody out. He's still got that 4-run cushion to work with, but you definitely need to get an out sooner than later in this one.
And now Austin Bodie stepping up to bat here, the left-handed batter. So far has a single on the day, but originally got put out trying to stretch it all the way to second base, and it was a early throw as he was caught sliding right as that ball entered the glove of Rodriguez. Takes that first pitch, low and away for ball one.
Yeah, that was a very odd turn of events. Stallions got a pretty good break on that one. Still unclear as to what Bodie was looking for there or what he might have seen.
1-0 driven right past the glove of Codier, and that'll go in as a base hit. The runner will hold at third, and with no one out, the Dutchmen have the bases loaded.
Nice strong throw out in right field from Garrison Berkeley, one of the strongest arms in that Stallion outfield. Runners have to go station to station with 3 guys out there with cannons like those.
And now Ty Gallagher up to bat. In his last appearance at the plate, flew out to the left fielder to lead off that third inning. Kenny has yet to face more than 4 batters in an inning and is in danger to do so in this top 5 frame. First pitch to Gallagher will be called a strike. Catching that upper edge of the strike zone. Going back to the last time that Kenny gave up a run, it was that Utica game where he gave up 2 earned on 5 hits. Gallagher takes that one inside, 1-1 count.
He's still just an Alex Canny couple of pitches away from getting himself out of this one. He's certainly a competitor out there, so you can't count him out yet.
Infield yet to creep up on that inner diamond grass. Here's the 1-1 from Canny. Swung on and driven into right field. That'll go in for a base hit. Run 1 will score. The throw will be cut off by Scrine, and the Dutchmen get on the board. It's 4-1 Albany.
Yep, just a couple of nicely barreled up baseballs right there from the Dutchmen, putting them up with their very first run of the evening, and the base is still loaded with nobody out.
And it looks like Rich Doobie will be taking a stroll out to the mound to talk to his ace, and that is 3 straight singles that Canny has given up. And it's only the top of the 5th, no one out yet, bases still loaded. Arms still warming up in that Stallion bullpen. The Albany bullpen, no movement at all ever since bringing in Lucas Rich. As we mentioned before, 2 arms originally warming up for the Stallions, and Rich Doobie will head back into the dugout to resume play here. And now coming out to bat, Alex Brill, the right fielder. 1 of 1 on the day with a single back in the 3rd inning. Now finds himself in a no-out situation, runners loaded on the bases. First pitch Brill sees will be caught inside for ball 1. And we haven't really seen Kenny this flustered in quite some time.
No, certainly not, John.
1-0 goes inside and right at chest level for a 2-0 count.
Just need him to take a deep breath. Hopefully let whatever Coach Richard Doobie talked to him about resonate for a moment and just battle up there and go right after Brill.
2-0 is driven right up the middle, and that'll go in for a base hit. 1 run will score. The runner from second rounding third, and the throw at the plate will not be in time. A 4-run lead turns into a 1-run lead just like that. And it's 4-3 Stallions lead.
Another barreled up baseball, just another short swing base hit for the Dutchmen. They're getting it done right now at the dish.
And it looks like Canny's day will be done after giving up those 3 runs. And who will be coming out of the bullpen? Well, you'll have to find out right after this break from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. The Stallions make the call to the Dallas Hot Wieners bullpen, bringing the sauce out of the pen, and it will be Andy Affont making his third appearance as a Stallion, and that appearance coming on the 4th of July with 2 runners on and no outs in a 1-run ball game. Taking a look at his recent pitching stats of 8.43 ERA and 2 appearances, 5 1/3 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, allowing 9 hits. And his last appearance actually came against these Dutchmen back on June 25th in 2 innings, only giving up 3 hits, no earned, with 2 strikeouts. So he's looking to do a similar situation here.
Really tough end to the outing for Alex Canny. Continued to find the strike zone there, but finding just as many Dutchman bats. A very unfortunate end to what was a really solid 4+ innings of work. Now Affont having to inherit those 2 runners at first and second. Still nobody out. 3 runs already across in this one. Stallions are going to need something big from the right-hander Affont.
And after 4 innings of work for the starting ace of Canny, giving up 8 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, and 19 batters faced, still responsible for the 2 runners on base. Coming up now, Caden Shapiro. Affont now sets up in the stretch. Fish playing towards the short infield. Shapiro pops that one up into left field. Berkeley able to make the catch, and runners will retreating. 1 pitch, 1 out for Affont. And that's the 1 out the Stallions really needed.
Actually, Easton Bertrand out there in left field tonight. I know it's a little bit of mix-up. We usually see Berkeley out there in that left field spot. But nicely done out there making that grab.
That is Bertrand in left field. My mistake. And so now Affont with 1 out here, facing the top of the order in Tyler Young. He now sets up in his stretch once again. Here's the pitch to Young. Will be just missed outside for ball 1. With a runner on first and second, that would be Gallagher and Brill. The 1-0 will be dug into the dirt. Taking a recap of what happened in this top 5 frame. Anthony Rama Jr. got on via the walk, and then 3 straight singles given up, one of them being driven in for a run by Gallagher. Brill driving in a 2-run single to now make this a 4-3 game. 2-0 gets fouled off the home plate and into the Stallion dugout. 2-1 count.
Nice job finding the strike zone there with the fastball from Affont. Needing to make quick work of these next couple of hitters if these Stallions are going to be able to do much.
Young now sets up in the box, pushing a little bit closer to the top edge of the batter's box. 2-1, missing outside, 3-1 count. And it looks like we have some movement happening in the Albany bullpen, yet no throwing action here. Affont now sets up. 3-1 pitch. Taken in for strike 2, and Young thought that was ball 4.
Nicely done, filling the strike zone up. You see that all the time in this league. Not sure if it's spite or not, but these home plate umpires absolutely hate it when batters start taking the early walk with 3 balls in the count.
Affont has worked the count full here with 1 out. Here's the pitch, low for ball 4. And that loads the bases once more.
Now what you want to see out of your reliever, walking the second batter that he faces on just 5 pitches.
And that'll bring up the designated hitter in Nick Schwartz. So far 0 of 2 on the night with 2 groundouts. 1 to the first baseman Jake Ryan, and 1 to Alex Rodriguez. Now finds himself in a situation with the bases loaded and 1 out. Affont gets his signal. First pitch spiked into the dirt, but kept in front by Amory. And we were talking about it off air and how great of a defensive catcher Amory really is.
Oh, absolutely. He's a vacuum back there, a brick wall, if you will. Doesn't let much get by him at all.
Font now with the 1-0. Takes that one into the chest again. 2-0 count now.
A Font testing that theory, immediately spiking that fastball. Looks a little bit uncomfortable out of the windup right here. Not too sure what's going on with him tonight.
Font now, first time working out of the windup since his call from the pen. 2-0, catches that bottom edge for strike one.
That right there is a good 2-0 fastball. Kept it low and away from the hitter. Nicely done right there from a Font, getting himself back into the count.
Font now upping his tempo, fires 2-1 outside for ball three. 3-1 count here for the Stallions. Bases still loaded, and one pitch outside or inside could really draw in a run and tie this game up at 4. Here's the 3-1. Swung on and a chopper down the third base line, but hooking foul. And now a full count once again to the Dutchman batter. In fears of going over 3 on the night in the 5th inning. The 8th batter faced in this top 5 frame. The pitch from a Font outside, ball 4. We now have a tie game, 4-4.
Really tough break right there from the Stallion reliever. That one missing the strike zone. Keeping the bases loaded. A completely new ball game here in the top of the 5th inning.
Now David Silva Jr. stepping up. So far, 1 of 2 on the night. A grounder to the shortstop and a single back in the 4th inning. First pitch swinging is Silva Jr. for strike 1. Only 1 away here in this top 5 frame. Stallions still have yet to go up to bat after giving up 4 runs. And that will go to Canny. Swinging a miss for strike 2. Silva reaching on that one. Now finds himself down in an 0-2 hole.
Really big inning here from the Dutchman. It would be even bigger for the Stallions if a Font would be able to get out of it with just this game being knotted back up.
Here's the pitch. It's outside and low for ball 1. Burrell now leading off that third base bag. Young at first and Schwartz at first. Young at second. Silva Jr. ropes that one right past Codier for a base hit. 1 run scores and the bases still find themselves loaded, and the Dutchmen take a 5-4 lead.
Another big piece of hitting right there from the Dutchmen. They continue to take short swings and poking balls out into the outfield grass, giving their guys on the bases a chance to score.
And this is a Dutchman team who had struggled from the plate last night against Glens Falls. Only 3 hits. Now tripled that to 9. Put up 5 in the score column. All of them coming in this top 5 frame. Now Matt Bergevin stepping on up. Bergevin, first pitch he sees, low into the dirt. And this is the 10th batter that the Dutchmen have faced. And I believe you and Logan had this conversation. What is technically considered batting around? Will it be Bergevin right now or Bergevin after this at-bat? We will see here. 0-1 pitch caught up the third base line, but rolling foul and picked off by Young. And taking a look at Candy's final stat line, he's now got 5 earned runs on the day. Afatnal still pitching in his second third of the night. Bergevin slices that one through the gap for a base hit. 1 run scores. The throw to the plate will not be in time, and the Dutchmen take 2 more runs off a 2 RBI single. Make it 7-4 Albany.
Time is called with pitching coach Rich Doobie heading out to have a conversation with his right-hander.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a struggle fest for the Stallions pitching in this fifth inning. They just cannot seem to get out. In Albany, they've been poking it through the gaps. I don't know whether it's just the field positioning from the middle infield where it's leaving open too many gaps, whether it's the Dutchmen just hitting it opposite way and it's going just perfectly underneath. Either way, Doobie's having a conversation with the font right now. The second mound meeting this inning.
Looks like it's a combination of some things. You have your guys, a font walked a guy or two this half inning already, but the Dutchmen are just taking a short, quick approach to the baseball, letting the ball travel, get deep, and just delivering solid, soft line drives out into the outfield, just really spraying it around the yard right now. They've put up 7 runs this half inning via walks and those timely hits. Certainly a combination.
And now the K-Man will step up to the plate for the second time this inning. So far, 0 for 2 on strikeouts. Got on base via the walk and got grounded out back in the second inning.
A Font just kind of in a bit of a groove in his head right now, trying to get himself into a rhythm. Had to step off because he was in the windup with runners just at first and second, not bases loaded anymore.
The runner goes to third. Rima Jr. sends that one into left field. The catch is made, and the throw will go over to second base for a double play, and Afont gets out of the inning. One pitch straight out of the mound visit. Afont gets out of it, but not before the Dutchmen put up 7 runs in this top 5 frame. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Stallions find themselves down 7-4 against the Albany Dutchmen. Don't go anywhere. More 4th of July baseball is up next after this break. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Main Street Restaurant, voted Best Mexican Restaurant in the Hudson Valley, and by Senator Michelle Hinchy. She represents you, and Senator Michelle Hinchy, I believe, is in the ballpark tonight as the Stallions find themselves down 7-4 after giving up 7 runs in the 5th inning, and Lucas Rich is up on the mound for his second inning of work.
Again, a lot of hits, a lot of walks. Mainly just station to station, small baseball, not doing too much for the Dutchman right there. Made a small inning turn into a really big one. Stallions down 3 now in the 5th.
Good news for them. The top of the order is up with Max Codier. He'll take that first pitch in for strike number 1. Codier so far 0 of 2 on the night with 2 flyouts in the first and second inning. Rich now working from his windup, swinging a foul tip into the dirt, but caught by Gallagher for strike 2. So quick 0-2 hole here for the leadoff guy. Codier now stepping up. Jelani Rogers on the on-deck circle. 0-2 low and inside for ball 1. Alex Caney coming in that top 5 frame, giving up 3 runs, before giving up an out. Codier sends that one over to the second baseman. It gets through the wickets of Silva Jr. The throw will not be in time, and a runner on first to lead things off for the Stallions. And it looks like that will be ruled in E4 on Silva Jr., the 3rd error by the Dutchmen tonight. And now Jelani Rogers stepping up 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout in the first and flew out to lead off the 3rd. Now finds himself with a runner on first for the first time tonight. Now digging into the backside of the right-handed batter's box. Gaudier with a hefty lead off first. Rogers will take that pitch upstairs for ball 1. Rich now working from the stretch. Fires the 1-0. Rogers fouls that one off right off the dirt and rolling towards the Stallion dugout. Now finds himself in a 1-1 hole. Yeah, the crowd slowly piling in here at Cantine Field, waiting for fireworks to happen. It happened in the top 5th frame, but not for the Stallions, for the Dutchmen, as they scored 7 runs. Rogers takes that 1-1 pitch into the dirt. Codier goes to second, and he will be ruled safe by the field umpire. The second Benson steal of the night, and Rogers finds himself in a 2-1 count.
Really nicely done from Codier, reaching first base on that E4 and taking a very strong, aggressive secondary right there, reading the ball in the dirt, getting by the catcher Gallagher. Nicely done with nobody out.
Another test shot from the fireworks out over in that right center field wall as Rogers tips that one off into the backstop, finding himself in a 2-2 count. Now with the runner in scoring position, Rogers to look to bring him home and make this a 2-run game. Rich still working from a stretch. 2-2, swung on and missed for strike 3. Rogers trying to get over to first and will not be in time for the first out of the inning. Second strikeout on the night for Rogers.
Tough break right there. Really good 2-strike pitch from Rich, just burying the off speed, getting Jelani chasing right there.
And now the third baseman and Brandon Fish stepping on up. So far 0 of 2 tonight with 2 flyouts, in danger of losing his 10-game hit streak. Now setting on up. First pitch he sees will catch that inside edge for strike 1. Now with a runner in scoring position, Fish has managed to get 5 RBIs in his last 5 games. Looking to drive in number 6. Codier leading off that second base bag. Rich fires the 0-1. Inside at the knees. 1-1.
Rich losing his hat on that one. Tried to get a little bit more gumption behind that fastball. Regardless, it missed in on the knees of Mr. Brandon Fish.
One's across the board here with 1 out and a runner on first. Rogers going down, swinging on strikes. Pitch goes into the dirt. Fish staying in the box, but Codier will retreat back to second base.
Tough break right there. That got kind of a lucky hop after an unlucky one off Gallagher's chest protector to freeze Codier about a quarter of the way between second and third, and he was able to just casually trot back to second base. No harm, no foul.
2-1 here to Fish. The pitch from Rich will be bounced into the dirt inside, making it a 3-1 count.
With that first base not occupied right now, I wouldn't be surprised if Rich continued to just throw around Brandon Fish right here, setting up a double play ball.
3-1 low into the dirt for ball 4. And now a runner on first and second with only 1 out and bringing up Jake Scrine.
Yeah, it looked like the last couple pitches he wasn't really trying to challenge Fish too much in the at-bat. just hoping to get himself in a position to get maybe a 2-strike count to where he could get him chasing. But Brandon Fish seeing the ball really well right now, not fooled by anything that Rich was throwing to him.
Scrine now stepping up. Hefty leads by Fish off that first base bag. Codier with one as well. Scrine takes that one low and away for a 1-0 count.
This is a big spot right here for Mr. Jake Scrine, who, as we've mentioned, gets hot and cold at different times on the year, dipping below that 300 mark for the first time this season, hoping to see him do some damage.
Runner goes to third, and that will be bounced into the backstop. Runners heading on over to second and third, and Codier will go in stealing home. Fish advancing to third, and the Stallions take a run back. It's now 7-5.
That's exactly what you want to see from your leadoff man. He reaches on the leadoff error, steals second on a ball in the dirt, jumping off second base. He gets a great lead, already heading towards third. The ball to the backstop, lifts his head up, and is able to score as that ball trickled away from Gallagher even further. And, of course, Brandon Fish following suit the whole way, getting himself up to third base now with only one away.
1-0 pitch to Scrine is popped up into shallow center field. Underneath that one is Shapiro. Fish tagging up, but will decide will stay on that third base bag. And a mishandle by Gallagher will keep him on third. So 2 away here for the Stallions.
Be interesting to see is Ty Gallagher behind the dish hasn't really been able to handle any balls in the dirt. He's been able to block them, keep most of them in front, but not catching anything cleanly at all. So something to keep an eye on as this one continues.
Now Easton Bertrand stepping up to the plate for the third time tonight. 1 of 2 with a single and a strikeout. Bertrand will take that first pitch upstairs for strike number 1. And Scrine had the opportunity to get RBI number 14, which put him 6 behind the leader and Brandon Fish. He's currently on third. Bertrand takes that pitch into the dirt, and the count's now even. Taking a
2
look.
away, 2-run ball game. Stallions putting up their 5th run of the evening. Really need something out of their center fielder in Bertrand.
1-1 taking low into the dirt again. Gallagher lost it for a moment, but picked it up. And for Bertrand, so far on the year, 9 RBIs. Looking for number 10 here to drive home Brandon Fish at third. Winds dying down. Day turning into night on this July 4th evening. 2-1 low into the dirt once again. And now it's a 3-1 count to the left fielder.
Bertrand looking straight into the Stallion dugout to see exactly what they want him to do here in a 3-1 count, if they want him to just go ahead and take or not.
Into the dirt once more, 4-4, and runners are on the corners with 2 outs, and Fugers coming on up.
Nicely done in the at-bat right there from Easton. Able to work the count in his favor the whole way, driver's seat. Now you got runners at the corners.
Runners on the corners, and it looks like there's going to be a quick meeting at the mound to have a little bit of a calming down moment with Lucas Rich. And we'll take a break here for just a quick moment. Stallions down 7-5 to the Albany Dutchmen. Don't go anywhere. More from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth after this. Welcome back here to Canton Field. 7-5, the Albany Dutchmen lead, and now Kip Fugers up to bat with runners on the corners. Fish at third, Bertrand at first. after getting on via the walk. First pitch to Fugers will be kicked into the dirt for ball one.
Nice pick right there on the backhand from Ty Gallagher. Right as I started mentioning that he hasn't been able to field anything too cleanly, he shows me up immediately. Nicely done to preserve Brandon Fish over there at third base.
2 outs here. The pitch by Rich will go low again for a 2-0 count. For Fugers, 3 RBIs on the year. Now finds himself with runners on the corners. 2-0 pitch goes low once again for a 3-0 count.
Great job at the dish right now of being patient is Kip Fugers. Runners at the corners, and he has a great opportunity right here to get his team back into this one.
Here's the 3-0 from Rich. Down Broadway lane for strike number 1, and Fugers was taking that all the way.
All the way indeed, John. Never wanted to take that bat off his back shoulder.
Bertrand has yet to make an attempt to steal second. Only 2 stolen bags on the year. Fugers takes a hack at that one, but decided to hold back just at the last second. Will be called strike 2, and now the count is worked full by Rich.
Tough break right there for the Stallions. Regardless, Kip Fugers, full count, still has a lot of work for him, does Mr. Rich on the mound.
That will go low into the dirt for ball 4. And now the bases are loaded for a new batter coming up. Evan Goforth will take a seat on the bench. Now enter Garrett Michelle coming in through the extra hitter slot. And taking a look now, it seems like we will be making a call to the bullpen for the Dutchmen as Lucas Rich's day is done. Who's up on the mound for the Dutchmen next? You'll find out after the break. Don't go anywhere. 7-5 ball game from Canton. Albany makes a call to the bullpen here as Lucas's rich day is done. Enter Luke Hughes, the right-hander from Rotterdam, New York, attending Herkimer Community College. 5'11", 185, 0-1 record with a 3.37 ERA and only 8 innings pitched. And his last appearance on June 23rd against the Boonville Baseball Club in that 5-2 loss. In 3 innings, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, none of them earned, with 2 walks and a strikeout. So it's looking like they're going to try to go to him to try to shut down the order, with newly batter Garrett Michelle stepping up, taking place of Evan Goforth.
Oh boy, you love to see it. One of the Stallions' best hitters in Garrett Michelle, coming off a great night just a couple of days ago. Hit a 2-run blast and walked it off in extra innings against Oneonta, courtesy of a bases-loaded long sac fly deep into right field.
And Lucas Rich will be responsible for the 3 runners on base right now, all getting on via the walk. First pitch by Poos is low into the dirt for ball 1. Michelle, a 279 hitter with 10 RBIs on 16 hits with 1 home run. It's happened to come here at Cantine Field. A 2-run shot against the Outlaws. Pooh steps up the rubber and having a little bit of communication problems with the catcher in Ty Gallagher. And it looks like that meeting will be over now. 1-0 count to Michelle. The pitch will be called outside for ball 2. Michelle now working with a 2-0 count here. 2 outs, bases loaded. Pitch goes inside and low for ball 3. And now Michelle is in a hitter's count here.
Big spot here for Puz to try and come right back into the at-bat, but Mr. Garrett Michelle is in the driver's seat right now. It's all up to him what happens next.
Here's the 3-0. Goes down Main Street for strike number 1. Michelle taking that all the way. And it seems to be that after that go-forth mishap rounding third base, he seems to be benched here for Michelle. Here's the 3-1. Upstairs, ball 4. A run will score, make it 7-6 Dutchmen.
And you'd have to assume that was more based on the matchup. You wanted to see a lefty up there against the right-hander. Considering that the go-forth mishap was really more on Adam Cray over there at third base. He had to point any fingers, but go-forth had to react to a very delayed call around that third base bag.
Rich responsible for that one. So now making 2 runs, 1 earned. First pitch, Berkeley takes a hack out of that one, and that'll go through the gap for a base hit. Bertrand scores. Fugers was rounding third, about to head home, but will hold up. And an RBI single for Garrison Berkeley, and we're tied up at 7.
And just like that, it's another brand new ball game here at Cantine. Great piece of hitting right there from Mr. Garrison Berkeley. You love to see it. Just exactly what Albany has been doing to us all night, hitting it right in that shortstop hole versus the second base hole that the Dutchmen continued to fight and hit into. Great job right there. 3 runs across this half of the inning for the Stallions.
7 runs scoring in that top 7 frame for the Dutchmen. Now 3 runs scoring here for the Stallions. 10 total runs scored in this 5th inning. Nico Emery taking that first pitch inside and upstairs for a ball. So far, Pews does not have a called strike to his name just yet. To Amory, as that pitch goes upstairs, 2-0 count now.
By the way, how many outs are there? Oh, there are 2.
2 outs. 2-out magic once again. These ponies are rallying,
Stallions,
as you like to say.
They do their best work at the dish with 2.
2-0 pitch goes in the middle for strike number 1. Alex Rodriguez on deck. Michelle on second. Fugers at third. Berkeley at first after that RBI single. Amory takes that pitch well inside as it broke in for strike number 2. Now the count's even. Now 2s across the board. 4 base runners getting on via the walk. The only one that has it on via a hit is Berkeley. Amory pops that one up into the infield. Silva Jr. underneath that one. Lost it for a second, but makes the grab for the final out of the inning. But not before 3 runs come across and tie this game at 7-7. Don't go anywhere. It's a brand new ball game here on the 4th of July. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. The Stallions make another call to the Dallas Hot Wieners bullpen and bringing the sauce out of the pen, a newcomer from Georgia Southern, the right-handed pitcher, Javon Ray from Douglasville, Georgia, 6'4", 215, and in his time at Georgia Southern, managed to pitch a 7-1 record with a 5.56 ERA in 21 appearances, 1 save in 34 innings pitched. Also in that time, giving up 34 hits with 24 runs, 21 of them earned, 20 walks to 20 strikeouts, only giving up 4 home runs, and batters hitting 264 off of him. And now he has to face 6, 7, and 8 to start off his Stallions debut.
Not as good of a pitching performance as we've seen out of Affont as of late. However, this is a knotted up ball game, so he really didn't do anything that these Stallions can't handle.
First pitch for away, a high heater. Swinging and missing is Checa for strike 1. Going back to that last inning for the Dutchmen. A broken bat right here by Checa. The flip over to first from Ray to Scrine will be called an out right there. 2 pitches, 1 away for the newcomer. Welcome to Saugerties, Javon Ray.
Nicely done right there. Getting Checa. He's going to need a new piece of lumber after that one.
And now coming up, Austin Bodie, so far 2 of 2 on the night with 2 singles. But back in that second inning, that single he tried to stretch to second was deemed an out on the putout. Ray puts that one high for ball 1. Working from his windup, here's the 1-0. Swung on and popped up into center field. Rogers getting underneath on that one, making the grab for out number 2. 4 pitches, 2 outs here for Ray.
Say it with me, efficient. You love to see that out of a new guy. Looks very comfortable out there on the mound, Javon.
And now he'll have to face the catcher in Ty Gallagher. Working quickly here. First pitch, check swing for Gallagher, and that will be called a strike. 0-1 count here. The 0-1 pitch from Ray. Just missing on that outside edge for ball 1. And the count's now even. Ray going immediately into his windup. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and missed for strike number 2. And now Gallagher finds himself down 1-2 in the count. Jaw slowly creeping in. Here's the 1-2. Outside into the backstop. 2-2 count. And taking a look at Andy Affont's last inning, giving up 6 hits. Giving up 6 hits. 2 runs earned with 3 walks and no strikeouts. 2-2, traveling upstairs and outside, and Gallagher's worked it full.
2 outs. You imagine that Ray is just going to come straight into the strike zone of Gallagher right here.
The payoff pitch, just missing that lower corner edge for ball 4. And the Dutchmen get a base runner on with 2 outs. Going back to that 5th inning, only 3 walks allowed by the Stallions, which scored 7. Now Ray faces a new batter in Alex Brill. He'll take that first pitch upstairs for ball 1. Now dealing with the stretch. And a runner on first for the first time tonight. The 1-0 fouled back over the Albany dugout, but got caught in the netting. Umpire requesting 4 new baseballs. Ray now settling in. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. He finds another batter in a 1-2 hole. Gallagher with a slight lead off first. Skrine ready for a pickoff attempt. The 1-2 from Ray. Swung on and driven into the outfield. That'll be caught on the run by Jelani Rogers. And that'll do it for the Albany Dutchmen in this top 6 frame. A runner gets on first, but that'll be it for the Dutchmen. And now Ray, in his first inning as a Stallion, gets out of it in 4 batters. 7-7 ball game heading to the bottom of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball, brought to you by Mike Yonta, Custom Masonry and Excavation. Mirabella's Restaurant, perfect for friends and family tonight and every night. And Montana's Shoe Store, the best athletes wear the best from Montano's. And what a race we got here. Strap in your racing shoes. We are in a 7-7 ball game in the bottom of the 6th.
A-Rod coming up now for your Stallions. He's already got himself 2 hits on the night. You just love to see that out of him. Struggling a little bit here and there at the plate as of late, but really coming alive tonight on this beautiful night for some 4th of July baseball.
Now to the bottom of the order for Alex Rodriguez, the only batter to not take a chance at the plate in that 5th inning. He'll take that first pitch for a strike. Rodriguez so far 2 of 2 on the night with an RBI single and a single, which ended that 4th inning. He fouls that one up over the Dutchman dugout. So a quick 0-2-0 here for the shortstop. I don't know why I said shortstop. It's shortstop. English is hard sometimes. The 0-2 from Rodriguez. Hooked foul down that third base line. That foul ball managed to hit the dirt right in front of him. And now Adam Cray will pick it up and toss it into the dugout. Still an 0-2 count here. Hughes now in the windup. Fires the 0-2, lone away for ball number 1. The top of the order coming up on deck for the Stallions in Max Codier. Here's the 1-2 from Hughes, and that'll go into the dirt. And now the count is even.
Panning out to be a pretty nice at-bat from A-Rod at the dish. A really nice night at that plate so far for him.
Staying a little bit patient in the box. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and a grounder over to the third baseman. Picked off right there by Cheka. The throw over to the first will be in time for out number 1. A G5-3 in the scorebook, and now the top of the order coming up as Rihanna blaring in the background to bring up Max Codier.
Now, come on, Stallions. We need you to get on your feet and get loud. It is getting it down to the wire here at Cantine. knotted up at 7. Would love to see some fireworks before the fireworks. What do you say?
And we have seen some fireworks, literally and metaphorically, here in this stadium. So we have a 7-7 ball game in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch goes into the dirt off home plate for a 1-0 count. So far, Codier entering today, batting .500 with a hit and 2 at-bats. Now finds himself looking for hit number 2 after reaching on base in the 5th via an error by Silva Jr. Hughes in the windup, fires. Missing that outside edge for ball 2. The day sky turning into darkness. Some perfect lighting for fireworks later on after the game. Codier takes a hack at that one for strike number 1.
Turning into a great setting for some baseball. A beautiful backdrop here as you can see the Catskill Mountains around us.
And the forests that surround those mountains as well. 2-1 from Hughes. Inside for ball 3. And it goes past Gallagher into the backstop. Taking a look back at Pugh's first appearance here. Managed to walk the first batter he saw in Garrett Michelle, which loaded the bases. Rogers now sitting up on deck. The 3-1. Inside for ball 4. And now a runner will be on first, with Jelani Rogers stepping up to the plate. And now Max Codier on first. Rogers up to the plate. So far tonight, 0-3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout in the 3rd inning. Looking to find his first hit of the night. First pitch he sees off speed in there for strike number 1. So far, Codier, no stolen bases on the year. No attempts thus far in only his 2nd game as a Stallion. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and driven over the 3rd base head, and it'll drop down the left field line for a base hit. Codier rounding 2nd, heading to 3rd, and Rogers will go up standing. A missed throw from the outfield. That'll roll into the dugout. And Codier will score, and the Stallions retake the lead 8-7. Rogers now sitting on 3rd.
And how about for some fantastic
And it looks like
baseball?
And it looks like he'll head on home right here, and I don't know what to rule that. Will that be a home run, I guess, or?
So it looks like it'll be a single with a reach to second base on the throw and a 2-base error because the ball was thrown from the outfield landing in the dugout. So that's a 2-base error for your Stallions.
A 2-base error indeed, and a costly one. And now Rich Davey going to talk to the umpire to try to figure out what's wrong with him. And now, after being up 7-4 in the top of the 5th, now the Dutchmen find themselves back 9-7 in this bottom 6 frame.
And I just want to point out, Jelani had a great piece of hitting to put that ball up that left field line. Max Codier never even thought about stopping at second base. His head was up, looking at the baseball, picking it up the whole way, and his 3rd base coach forcing that errant throw into the dugout, giving the Stallions that 2-run lead.
Now with that lead, Brandon Fish stepping up with 1 out and no one on. Takes that first pitch in for strike number 1. The 0-1 to Fish, swung on, and a ground ball right to Silva Jr. He'll pick it up, make the throw over to first, and get the out. So 2 away here for the Dutchmen, but before giving up 2 runs on 1 swing of the bat by Rogers on that double turned into a 2-base error. And now Jake Skrine coming on up to try to increase this lead here in the bottom of the 2nd.
How about this for some 4th of July baseball? 16 runs, 17 hits, and we're still only in the 6th inning of this one.
Talk about fireworks. If you wanted an offensive explosion, you got one here tonight in Saugerties, New York. Hughes, the first pitch to Skrine, will be in there for strike number 1. Hughes in his windup. The 0-1 going right up the middle into center field for a base hit. Scrine will round that first base bag and hold up there. So with 2 outs, another runner on base for the Stallions.
Nicely done, Mr. Jake Scrine, to keep things alive for the Stallions.
And now Easton Bertrand coming on up. So far, 1 of 2 on the night. Walked back in the 5th inning as 1 of 4 base runners on board in the walk, and it looks like Pugh's day will be done. Who's making the call out of the bullpen? You'll have to find out after this. Albany makes a call to the bullpen, and Luke Pugh's day is done. Enter Mario Pesca, the recent 2022 high school graduate about to attend St. John's University in the fall. And taking a look at his scouting report, a 91-mile-per-hour fastball velocity at 6'6", 225 from the Bronx, New York. A big and strong physical build, and it can only get stronger from here. He now has to face a runner on first with 2 outs, and Easton Bertrand stepping on up. So far on the day, Easton Bertrand, 1 of 2 with a single and a strikeout, managed to walk back in that 5th inning. Scrine on at first after getting that single. Now leading on off. Bertrand takes that first pitch high for ball 1. So far, Scrine on the day, getting on base twice, once by a walk and now via a single. Here's the 1-0. Low and away for ball 2. And a little bit of remnants of that first matchup opening night between the Stallions and Dutchmen. So far, a 9-7 ball game through about 5.5 innings here. Here's a 2-all, fouled off into the backstop, making it 2-1.
Absolutely, John. Definitely some remnants of that first contest early in this PGCBL season. Just back and forth baseball in this one. Love to see the Stallions not going away at any point so far.
Fireworks going off in the distance near Canton Field. A lot of fireworks going off around Saugerties. 2-1 down Main Street for strike 2, and now the count's even.
Gallagher not able to handle that one. Should have just thrown Bertrand a ball to teach the catcher a lesson, if you will. Maybe show him hey, you should probably catch it if it's in the strike zone.
Deuces wild across the board. First time I'm using that phrase tonight. The pitch from Pesca. A dribbler right over to the third baseman. Cheka making the throw over to first. And he will be ruled safe on the missed ball right there.
Tough break right there, but looks like an infield single for Mr. Easton Bertrand. Bergevin unable to pick the tough throw across the diamond. Nice job of legging one out. Is the left fielder for the Stallions.
And another two-out rally in the works right here with Kip Fuger stepping up. So far, reached on base all 3 times today and kind of got it in a hat trick sort of way. Reached on an error, a single, and a double, and a walk.
So what is he shy to complete your cycle bingo here?
I believe he's just missing the true cycle.
Missing the true cycle, but what completes your double walk cycle?
I guess swinging on a strike 3 and getting
Yep,
on base that way.
That's exactly where I was going.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Now down 0-1 in the count. Fouls that one off, and 0-2 here for the designated hitter. So we could be a swinging strike in the dirt away from our dreams coming true here, Kyle.
Would love to see something a little bit more electric than that, but hey, I'll take what I can get.
Looking for some fireworks here from Fugers with 2 outs and an 0-2 count. Pesca in his PGCBL debut here. Now with 2 runners on. The 0-2 swung on and a chopper right up the middle. Young will take that one, fire it on over to first and get the out. But not before 2 runs come across, and the Stallions taking a 9-7 lead here after 6. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions 4th of July baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. We'll be back. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Peak Trading. Need it lifted up or tied down? Peak Trading has the supplies. And by Pretorius and Conrad, Civil and Environmental Engineering and Land Surveying. The Stallions played 2 more to regain a 9-7 lead after giving up 7 in the top of the 5th. And now, the bottom of the lineup for the Dutchmen coming up in Caden Shapiro, the center fielder.
Shapiro 0 for 2 on the night, hitting .267 on the year with just 9 RBIs.
Javon Ray in his 2nd inning of work takes that first pitch upstairs for ball number 1.
And Javon, he's only been in town for a couple of days now, but we've been very much looking forward to seeing him throw the baseball.
The Georgia Southern pitcher has that one fouled off. So now the count is even at 1. Here's 1 from Way, and that's popped up over the Stallion dugout and out of the yard. Ray working quickly here. So now a 1-2 count to the center fielder, trying to look for a hit number 1 on the night. Reach on the fielder's choice back in the 3rd. That ball goes into the dirt. Now 2-2 count now. And taking a look around the PGCBL League, Watertown defeating Newark 11-3. Glens Falls falling to Oneonta 6-1. And Batavia falling to Niagara 8-7. So a huge upset in the West Division. Here's a 2-2 from Way, and that gets fouled off of Shapiro's foot. So the count remains the same.
That one had a little wicked roll off the bottom spike of Shapiro. Right when it hit the dirt, it just never moved.
And now a 2-2 count here, no outs. Ray looking for his first strikeout as a Stallion. Here's a pitch, and it gets caught looking. Strike 3 called. Ring 'em up, Javon Ray.
Left, right. Sit down, Shapiro. Nicely done, Mr. Javon Ray. You love to see it.
Now we go back to the top of the order. In the top of the 7th, Tyler Young up to bat for the 4th time tonight. 0 for 2 with a flyout, a strikeout, and a walk.
How about that? Welcome to Saugerties, his first strikeout.
Yes, indeed, his first strikeout as a Stallion. First pitch to Young will just miss that lower strike zone. 1-0 count.
You can feel the anticipation just sort of building up around us as this one is drawing closer to an end here at Cantine.
Young takes out one inside. I had to duck away for that one. 2-0 count now. Back at Georgia Southern in his sophomore year in 2022, he was tied for the most wins for an Eagle pitcher in that 2022 season, and Georgia Southern hosting a regional in the College World Series.
It's a great program down at Georgia Southern. They've got a lot of good things going for them and some very talented baseball players.
Pitch now goes inside. Count's now sitting at 2-1. The pitch from Way, catching that inside edge again. Great location right there by Ray. And now it's a 2-2 hole here for Young.
That's an absolute hammer of a curveball, just dropping 12-6 straight off the table. Nothing doing for Young.
Young fouls that one off into the dirt, so he stays alive here with 1 out. Ray now slowly setting up the pace. Here's the 2-2. Upstairs over the head of Young, and now the count is full. Ray looking for his second strikeout of the night, second strikeout of his Young PGCBL season. The payoff pitch. Upstairs for ball 4. Ray's second walk of the night, second walk of his Stallions career. And with 1 out away, the 2-hole hitter in Nick Schwartz steps up. Schwartz so far 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts and a walk back in that 5th inning that scored 7. Other than that 5th inning, there has been it's been quiet on the Western Front for the Dutchmen bats, excluding that 7-run 5th inning. First pitch to Schwartz will be broken inside for strike number 1.
Fireworks continue to climb in the night sky and continue to climb up in decibels as well. These things are getting loud. People are getting very antsy, waiting for the big show at the end of this one.
Pickoff attempt over at first, not in time. Young sliding back in. He now sets up in his stretch. The 0-1, just missing that inside edge. Counts now even at 1.
That curveball has some great break to it. It's very tight and just straight up and down. You love to see that much accent from a curveball.
Pickoff attempt, tag not applied by Scrine. And Young gets back in safely. So a little bit of dirty laundry here for the 1-hole hitter. Here's the 1-1. Upstairs for ball number 2. Taking a look at Ray's pitch count, 16 strikes to 13 balls in 1 1/3. The runner goes. Swung on and fouled back over the grandstand. An unsuccessful hit and run attempt by the Dutchmen. And now count sitting even at 2-2 with 1 out here and a runner on first. Javon Ray originally attended Tennessee but did not see a single minute of game action there. 2-2 is sent on into center field, right into the gap, and that'll go down for a base hit. Young rounding second, heading to third. The throw to second will be in time, and now runners on the corners with 1 out.
Good piece of hitting from the 2-hole hitter, Schwartz, just poking that ball into the outfield, giving Dutchmen runners at the corners. So they are threatening again here in the 7th.
And now David Silva Jr. coming on up. He had that first RBI single to open up the scoring back in the 5th. So far, 2 of 3 on the night with 2 singles. First pitch he sees will go up and in for a ball.
Still 1 out in the inning, so Ray only a pitch away from getting himself out of this one. Curious to see how he attacks the 3-hole hitter Silva.
1-0 pitch goes outside for ball 2. So far, not much action going on in that Stallion bullpen. It seems like some movement is happening. We'll keep you updated with that. 2-0, swing and a miss right there by Silva Jr. for strike number 1.
Shocked that his helmet stayed on his head. Silva swinging all the way out of his shoes right there on the 2-0 heater.
Here's the 2-1 from Ray. Fouled off over the dugout, and Ray has worked this count even.
Way to battle back and fill up the strike zone on back-to-back pitches is Javon Ray. You love to see it. You want to just see him continue to compete here with just the 1 out in the inning.
The 2-2 gets rung up for strike 3 as the runner goes. Silva Jr. will take a seat on the pine, and now Matt Bergevin steps up to the plate with 2 outs and 2 runners in scoring position.
That was a very risky steal of the second base bag right there from the Dutchman. Able to go down on strikes with that one was Silva. Home plate umpire having to tell the Dutchman to calm down there in that dugout.
Umpire looking over right there, getting a little bit frustrated with the comments coming out of Albany's dugout. Now Matt Bergevin stepping on up. 2 outs and 2 runners on, both of them in scoring position. Young at third, Schwartz at second. Bergevin's first pitch he sees is upstairs for ball number 1. Taking a look. No at-bats for Ray at Georgia Southern, making sense that he is a pitcher. The 1-0, swing and a miss for strike number 1. Counts now even. Ray now working from the stretch with a runner on third. Bergevin digs in. He gets his sign. Here comes the 1-1. Into the dirt. Great block right there by Amory.
Brick wall back there as Mr. Amory from Marist College continues to prove his worth behind the dish right there.
So far, the Dutchman 11 hits, 7 runs, 4 errors compared to the Stallions. 9 hits, 9 runs, no errors. Bergevin fouls that one up over the grandstand. Now finds himself with deuces wild.
Deuces wild, as they say, Mr. Drager.
And by they, you mean us here in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.
Correct.
Slow clap slowly starting to ring out once more at Cantine. Here's the 2-2 from Ray. Swung on and a dribbler down the third base line, rolling foul. And we'll do it all over again here. Crowd slowly starting to file in here at Cantine as that third baseline is jam-packed. Almost bumper-to-bumper traffic here.
Absolutely, and we'll try and show you just what the Stable Club looks like out on that patio as well. Electric.
The 2-2 swung on and driven into left field. That will hook. Just foul.
And that one very close of tying this one back up, but the right call as it was fouled by a good 8 inches or so. Big break from Ray right there.
And I don't know if that's more of a little bit of try me call by the umpire, considering all the chit chat that's been happening towards the umpire from the Albany dugout, because that was a very close call right there, and it could have gone either way, but fortunately for the Stallions, the umpire did rule that foul.
Saw no chalk, so he ruled it foul. You got to respect it.
We'll do it all over again. 2-2 count here. The pitch from Ray. Swung on in a dribbler right over to Skrine at first base. The flip over will be in time, and the Stallions get out of the inning. G3-1 to end it, and they still hold a 9-7 lead into the 7th inning stretch. Don't go anywhere. More action on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Welcome back to Cantine Field. 9-7, the Stallions lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. Garrett Michelle leading things up for Saugerties.
Michelle, if you remember, pinch hit for Evan Goforth back in the 5th inning, making his 2nd plate appearance after that walk back in the 5th.
Second plate appearance, his first one resulting in a walk, got all the way to 2nd back in that 5th inning. Swings for the fences on that one, but misses entirely for strike 1. Mario Pesca still in his 2nd inning of work. Here's the pitch. Misses outside, 1-1 count. And taking a look at that third baseline crowd, it is humongous here at Cantine. The 1-1 into the dirt, now 2-1.
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic out here at Cantine. You can see this crowd continue to file in as the game comes to a close for these post-game fireworks.
2-1, just catching that inside edge. Now counts worked even at 2-2.
For any of you that are ever in driving distance of Canton, you have to make sure you
Come on out.
come out to a game. You got to see all of the fun that we have here at Canton.
2-2 gets popped up over the press box and out of play. For those of you who are not watching from a distance here, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Saugerties Stallions broadcast here on the 4th of July. John Drager alongside Kyle McMullen here. And now the 2-2 pitch from Pesca to Michelle. Swing and a miss for strike 3. First strikeout for Mario Pesca in his PGCBL debut. And now that'll bring up Garrison Berkeley.
Definitely had a game plan on how he wanted to attack Michelle and stuck to his guns there, getting the dangerous Michelle down on strikes.
Now Berkeley stepping up. His last at-bat in the 5th inning, an RBI single to tie this game up at 7. Takes that first pitch upstairs and inside for a ball. Pesca now waiting for his sign. He gets that. From the windup, a slow pause. He fires. Inside, right at the hands. 2-0. Taking a look at the final line for Luke Hughes. 1 innings, allowing 3 hits, 2 runs all earned with 2 walks and no strikeouts. And it seems like Berkeley might have fouled one off on Ty Gallagher, and he is down. Training staff and coaching staff of Albany coming out to check in on him. And he seems to be writhing in pain. We'll take a quick break here and return for more Stallion baseball. Welcome back to Canton Field here. It seems like Ty Gallagher has walked up on his own power, standing up now, and looked like his day will be done here. And there's going to be a new catcher coming in for the Dutchmen. We'll take a quick look to see who that be. And it looks like that'll be Max Gebauer coming in.
Nice to see Ty Gallagher, a Saugerties local, playing for the Dutchmen this summer, able to get up and move into that Albany dugout under his own power. Unfortunate that he has to exit tonight's game early by any means. We hope that he is going to be okay and able to continue when he wakes up tomorrow morning.
Yeah, now he has to face Garrison Berkeley right next to him in the batter's box, and a 2-1 count with 1 out. And so he'll take the place of Gallagher in the batting order. now in a ball game with a 9-7 deficit. And this is the second game in a row that the Stallions have had to pause due to an injury on the opposition.
Absolutely, and it's really, really unfortunate seeing any of these guys go down with any sort of injury. It doesn't matter what jersey that they're wearing. You just hope for the best for each and every one of these players.
Now the action will resume. The 2-1 from Pesca. Swung on and popped up into the infield, nearing that third base foul territory. Making the drop right there is Cheka. And Berkeley has been given a lifeline here. But the count now is even at 2-2.
That's another infield pop-up between the first and third base bags that has just dropped short of both now the first and third baseman. Lucky for the Dutchmen, that one went foul. Not exactly sure what's going on with these corner infielders today for the Dutchmen.
And now Berkeley with a chance to get some redemption here. Taking a look. No one on with one out. Stallions looking for their first base runner in the bottom of the 7th after Garrett Michelle struck out swinging. Berkeley pops that one up into the infield once more. Young getting underneath that one. He'll make the grab, and 2 away now.
Unable to do anything with that new life. It was Berkeley. Very unfortunate right there.
So 1 pitch added to the pitch count of Pesca that shouldn't have been. And now the catcher, Nico Amory, stepping on up. So far, 0 for 2 on the day with strikeout and flyout back in the 5th inning, which ended that 3-run rally, but managed to get on via the walk back in the 2nd. Has yet to make it to that third base bag, has not gone past 2nd. First pitch he sees will be called inside for strike number 1, painting that corner. Action resuming in the Albany bullpen, as in the Stallions as well. The 0-1 goes into the dirt, but great block right there by Gebauer.
Amory a lot more productive behind the plate usually. Stallions could really use a base runner to just tack on some runs.
The 1-1 goes low, so now Amory has worked it to a 2-1 count. And taking a look at Gebauer, so far 2 errors as a catcher and only 8 games played behind the dish. Pesca gets his sign. Here's the 2-1. Low into the dirt for ball number 3. So Amory could work his way to get a second walk on the night, which would increase his on-base streak to now 5 games, going all the way back to that 2nd inning. Here's the 3-1. Just misses that outside corner for ball 4. And now a 2-out base runner on for the Stallions and bringing up Alex Rodriguez. So far, a very productive night at the plate. 2 of 3 with 2 singles and 1 RBI to his name. And we also like to mention that there is a new bat boy in Saugerties tonight. Pickle is not with us here. He's got the day off. So the new bat boy, welcome to the Saugerties Stallions for the night.
We'll have to get his name before this one ends so we can give him a proper shout out. But yeah,
We do.
we miss you, Pickle. He was at the parade this morning. Not sure what tied him up. You know, he's a busy guy. Everybody wants a little bit of Pickle time. Don't blame him.
Got caught up on the autographs line now. 1-0 count to Rodriguez. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss for strike 1. It was a little bit of a lazy hack there.
Fooled with that one. He looked like he was half sure of himself on the swing. Unfortunate free strike for Pesca on the mound.
Top of the order, and Codier on deck. Here's the 1-1. Outside. Gebauer had to move out for that one.
Pesca a little bit more zip to his fastball than the previous arms for the Dutchman. Nothing too crazy, maybe topping out at 91, I'd say, at the most.
2-1 swing and a miss for strike 2. And now the Stallions down to their final strike of the inning.
You can hear some of the crowd trying to egg A-Rod on in the at-bat. Already pretty hot tonight.
Deuces wild across the board. Amory on first with a hefty lead off. Here's the pitch from Pesca. Swung on and driven into shallow right field for a base hit. The throw over at second will not be in time. And a 2-out single for Rodriguez. 3 hits on the night.
And how about it? A 3-hit night for the Stallion shortstop. Have a day, Mr. Rodriguez. You love to see that from one of your main guys in the infield, an everyday player in Alex Rodriguez.
And now Albany is stepping up onto the mound. It seems like Pesca's day will be done just after giving up 2 outs here. And now who's the new pitcher coming in? Well, we'll have to see after the break. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way after this. The Albany Dutchmen bring out their 5th pitcher of the night, and there will be Billy Fitzgerald from Fairfield University. And so far on the season, a 2.84 ERA and only 6 1/3 innings pitched with 8 strikeouts, 5 walks in his last appearance against the Amsterdam Mohawks in that 5-4 loss. And 1/3 gave up 1 hit, 1 run, and 1 walk in only 3 batters faced. And he's looking for a little bit of a redemption arc here tonight.
Absolutely. The Dutchmen now on their 4th pitcher of the evening. So finding themselves in some trouble in arms left. You see a bunch of guys still out in the pen, but you can't imagine that they have too many available left for tonight as we see another left-hander on the mound.
Yeah, now he's come into a little bit of a pickle himself with 2 runners on and 2 outs. He's looking to retire the first batter he sees, which will be the top of the order in Max Codier. So far has got on base twice, none by a hit, by an error, and by a walk.
Did I say 4th pitcher for Albany? This is actually pitcher number 5.
Yes, it is pitcher number 5. So the 5th arm that the Dutchmen have to use, and it could prove to be a fatal move by Rich Davey. I mean, considering, taking a look at their schedule here, that the Dutchmen have to travel all the way to Oneonta to face off against the Outlaws tomorrow at 7. So using up a lot of arms could be a dangerous move here. Now Codier digs in, and we're about to resume action. First pitch to the leadoff guy will be called a ball on the outside edge.
Looked like the catcher Gabauer got crossed up, so they're going to have a little bit of conversation right away.
Yeah, look, some sort of mixed signals here, and it could be a little bit of a miscommunication here by Albany. As taking a look back up at the scoreboard, 11 hits, 7 runs, 4 errors. 4 errors. That's not a good sign for the Dutchmen.
Certainly not, but a big sign of things to come for your Stallions. If they just continue to put the ball in play, good things have been happening.
Fitzgerald now looks back at second. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and fouled back into the grandstand netting. So now count even at 1-1. And for Max Codier, this is not his first rodeo in Saugerties. He was part of that 2019 squad. Now making his return to Saugerties, like some players on the team, like Jake Scrine. Here's the 1-1 from Fitzgerald. Off speed. Just missing that outside edge. 2-1.
Talk about a 12-6. That thing went straight up and straight down. Nicely done by Mr. Codier to just take that one all the way in and see that first breaking ball from the new guy.
A 257 hitter hitting for contact most of the time. We'll take that pitch in the dirt for a 3-1 count.
Fitzgerald seems to be struggling to locate that fastball here in the early going. With 2 outs and 2 runners on, Codier looking to be like one of the Stallions' better hitters in just his second game. Great discipline at the dish.
Here's the 3-1 from Fitzgerald. Swung on in a dribble up the gap for a base hit. Amory rounding third, heading for home. The throw will not be in time. Rodriguez advancing the third, and another run scores for the Stallions. 10-1 Saugerties leads.
And just like that, Codier delivers. Fantastic 3-1 piece of hitting right there. Just delivering the ball out into the right field, giving Amory a chance to score from second. Welcome to Saugerties, Max Codier.
That's his first RBI of the season and his second hit on the year. So a big 2-out, 1-run single by the leadoff hitter. Now Jelani Rogers is stepping on up.
Absolutely. Runners at the corners as well. Fitzgerald certainly has his work still cut out for him with Jelani at the dish. Dangerous man.
The lefty Fitzgerald throws that one on the outside edge for strike number 1. And Rogers having a little bit of a rough time at the plate today. 0 for 4, reaching on base originally via a hit, but managed to be ruled an error and came all the way around to score home on the very same play. Rogers takes a hack at that one for strike 2 and finds himself in an 0-2 hole.
Well, it started itself as a hit and then all those errors that came around after. So he does have that one singular hit to his name, which is nice to see.
It's very nice to see it as we see smoke coming in from center field right next to the American flag. A little bit of fireworks going on in the background. 0-2 gets popped up, foul, hooking down towards the opponent batting cage. And the umpires are a little bit confused as to why fireworks are going on in center field behind the fence.
Doesn't look to be on purpose. Maybe some miscues out there as they continue to test everything for the postgame.
Fitzgerald now, the 0-2 pitch, downstairs for ball number 1.
Good take from Jelani, seeing that ball all the way in from the very tall Fitzgerald.
Yeah, taking a look at the time, this game started at 7:05. It's now 10:09, so we're in hour 3 of this ball game, and we're only in the bottom of the 7th.
Slow moving is this one for sure.
Rogers takes that off-speed pitch inside on a jam. It'll go right to Tyler Young for out number 3, and that'll end the inning. Another run comes across for the Stallions as it's now 10-7 Saugerties. We head to the top of the 8th where the Albany Dutchmen are up to bat. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball is brought to you by the Jolly Cow in Lake Katrine, because everybody loves ice cream, and by the Saugerties Athletic Association, where having fun is what matters. And the Stallions and everyone around in the ballpark are having fun right now in a 10-7 ball game that is currently in hour 3 right now. And now this is the last shot coming up for TJ Lopez to strike out the K-Man in Ramo Jr. First pitch is inside for ball. Taking a look at Javon Ray's final stat line in 2 innings, allowing 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts. A very productive debut. As that pitch goes wide, just near the press box and out of play.
That one woke me up. Absolutely woke me up. Thank you to Mr. Rob, the PA, for keeping our heads on a swivel out here.
Count now standing on 1-1 to Ramo Jr. Swung on and a chopper right back to Lopez. He'll make the grab. Flip over to first for the very first out of the top 8 frame.
Nicely done right there from TJ, fielding his position to a T, flipping it over to Jake Scrine, covering that first base bag.
And now that'll bring up Chance Cheka. And he has been ruled a designated K-Man right here in Chance Cheka. 2 for 3 on the night with 2 singles. He pops that one straight up on the very first pitch. Underneath that one will be Brandon Fish, and I'll be out. Now it's actually Danny Rogers stepping in.
That one felt like a I refuse to go down, sort of a spiteful swing at the first pitch he saw.
And now another designated K-Man. It seems like the Stallions really want to give these fans 2-for-1s here. And now Austin Bodie stepping up to the plate, the extra hitter.
Kevin Hinchy loves his fans. He loves the faithful crowds that come out to Cantine trying to treat him to some 2-for-1s.
First pitch is in there for strike number 1. And the fans are slowly starting to clap. Kevin Hinchy, a man of the people, wants to give fans 2-for-1s here to enjoy. Bodie sends one up to the second baseman. Codier flips it over to first and gets the out for the final out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for TJ Lopez. And now it's a 10-7 lead heading to the bottom of the 8th. Insurance run time for the Stallions. Don't go anywhere. More Stallions baseball is on the way from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth. Saugerties Stallion Baseball brought to you by Sawyer Chevrolet and Motors. The Sawyer Motors Car Show takes over Saugerties July 10th. And by the Rip Van Winkle Country Club. Bring your swing to the Rip. Both teams did bring their swing not to the Rip, but to Cantine Field, as 22 hits have combined between the Dutchmen and Stallions after 7.5 innings.
Not fireworks in the home run sense, but certainly a lot of loud cracks of some bats here as both teams continue to put bats on baseballs, scoring a lot of runs in this one, just attacking these pitchers on both sides of the ball.
And indeed, as Sweet Caroline's ringing through the stadium, and coming up to bat now for the Stallions will be 3-4-5, Brandon Fish leading off. And so far, Brandon Fish, a little bit of a rough night at the bat, 0 for 3 with a walk in the 5th, 2 flyouts and a ground out in his last appearance back in the 6th inning. He's looking to change that narrative right here against Billy Fitzgerald in his technically still first inning of work. First pitch will be bounced in right in front of the dirt. He spiked that fastball, and it's now a 1-0.
That one pokes the ankles of the home plate umpire, almost trips on it. And Fish riding that 10-game hit streak. Looks like this will probably come out to be his last attempt at it here tonight.
Pending some miracle rally here by the Stallions or Dutchmen. The 1-0. Breaking ball bouncing into the dirt behind home plate. 2-0. And now the smoke traveling from all the fireworks now. PA Rob Vanderbeck had to call off all fireworks from the surrounding ballpark until the 4th of July Spectacular. 2-0 downstairs. 3-0 count now for Fish.
Well worth the wait are these fireworks that are going to be following just after this one ends here at Cantine. Stallions looking to add win number 14 to their column.
Fitzgerald from the stretch. Here's a 3-0. Upstairs, ball 4, and that's a 4-pitch walk to lead things off.
That's an unfortunate way to lose that hitting streak, as more than likely we said that was probably his last at-bat of the night. Regardless, able to get on base for his guys, and a dangerous hitter, the first baseman, now up to the box.
Silver lining, though, has reached base safely in his last 11 now. And with Jake Scrine coming up, he can certainly drive in some insurance runs here. Now stepping on in, Easton Bertrand on deck. Fish on first with no one out. First pitch to Scrine, downstairs and inside for ball number 1. So 5 straight balls thrown by Fitzgerald to start this bottom 8 frame. Now Fitzgerald looking back over to first base towards Fish. Here's the 1-0. Gets down Main Street for strike number 1. And taking a look at the scoreboard out in right field. If you take a look at their one score spot is different from the rest. 7 runs in that top 5th frame for the Dutchmen, but ever since, the bats have fallen quiet. Here's the 1-1, swung on and popped up, hooking towards the Dutchman bullpen and ruled foul. Count now sitting at 1-2. Taking a look at Brandon Fish so far. 8 stolen bags on the year, has yet to be caught stealing. Taking a good lead off that first base bag. Dealing with a left-handed pitcher. He stays on. Scrine sends that one over to the third baseman. And Rogers bobbles that one and can't make the throw over to first. Everyone's safe, no one out.
And that is another potentially costly error from this Dutchman infield. Namely, the corner guys continue to struggle in this one.
And that will be ruled an infield single for Jake Scrine. And now Easton Bertrand has 2 on with no one out.
Maybe a little home cooking. Maybe he just squared that one up. We'll never know. Regardless, it goes down as an infield single. Stallions threatening.
First pitch to Bertrand is toward his feet and very inside for ball number 1. And as they say in the industry, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery. That's why they call the now the present. I believe that's how it's not said exactly that, but the idea still stands.
Idea still stands.
Bertrand swings on that one, but misses for the count even at 1-1.
Today is a gift. That's
why it's called the
present.
present. Master Oogway.
There we go.
Simple as that.
We figured it out. We walk before we run here in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.
More of a trot rather than a run. Here's the 1-1 from Fitzgerald. Swung on and driven into center field for a base hit. Fish going to hold up at third, and the bases are now loaded. The ball rolling past the first baseman. Fish still holding up at third. Attempted to make the run towards home, but everyone is safe at their respected bags. Bases loaded, no one out. And now Kip Fugers up to bat.
We've talked about it before on the broadcast. Easton Bertrand has hit some of the hardest baseballs on this team, none of them leaving the yard. He has the 1 home run to his name just a few days ago, but I'd say 3, he's got 3 of our probably top 5 hardest hit baseballs, all of them singles.
I would have to agree. Absolute rockets. One of them being a triple down the third base line, at one time, and now Kip Fugers up to bat.
Infield being brought in for the Dutchmen here in the bottom of the 8th as well.
Looking to add some insurance runs here. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss for strike number 1. And so far for Fugers today, 1 of 3, getting on base 3 out of the 4 at bats. Reached on, as we like to say, he had that weird cycle of getting on base. Still has yet to go down swinging and still get on base. 0-1 gets fouled back into the grandstand and gets through near the VIP section, and it might have hit a kid. And it looks like that kid will be okay. Some tough guts here.
Some big hacks out of Fugers. With 2 strikes, you hope to see him cut it down a little bit and just drive something out into the outfield. Even something hard through the infield should get through with the infield in.
Here's the 0-2 from Fitzgerald. Swung on and a slow dribbler right to the third baseman and Rogers. He'll make the force out at home. No insurance run, but the bases are still loaded with 1 out.
Unlucky as Kip reaches on a fielder's choice now. So continuing to find himself on the bases, filling up that how to get on base bingo card without getting a base hit.
Apparently another one added that we didn't even know was about to happen. So now Garrett Michelle up to bat for the 3rd time tonight, replacing Evan Goforth after that blunder around that third base bag. He takes that first pitch on the outside edge for a strike.
We decided to go with the unicorn of reaching on base via the drop third strike, and we completely forgot about the whole fielder's choice.
Exactly. Here's the 0-1 to Michelle. Missing that outside edge for ball number 1.
That's a good take right there from Michelle. Lefty on lefty. Fitzgerald, a very big frame, at least 6'3", coming straight downhill. Michelle going to have his work cut out for him.
And some powerful legs to really help drive the ball into the outfield. We've seen it before. 1-1 swing and a miss for strike number 2.
Big hack right there at the 1-1 heater.
Michelle now finding himself down 1-2 on the count. Garrison Berkeley on deck. 1 out here, bases loaded. Infield really pushing in towards the edge of the grass. 1-2. Upstairs and away for the count even.
Another good take right there from Michelle. You got to wonder, with the runner 90 feet away, is Fitzgerald going to risk throwing something off speed and in the dirt? Does he trust his catcher, Gebauer, enough to preserve the runner and Skrine over there?
Here's the 2-2 to Michelle. Breaking ball called, strike 3. Michelle struck out for the 2nd time tonight, this time looking, and now 2 away for the Dutchman.
Tough break right there. That was a really good curveball from Fitzgerald that just froze Michelle at the plate.
And now Garrison Berkeley stepping on up. So far, managing to go 1 of 3 with an RBI double and an RBI sac fly back in the 4th. First pitch to Berkeley will be inside for ball number 1. Nico Amory on deck, still having his catcher's knee pads on, pending a Berkeley grounder. Fitzgerald now slowing down the tempo, working from the stretch. Here's the 1-0. In the dirt for a 2-0 count.
2 outs. Berkeley, you mentioned, already has 3 RBIs on the night. Absolutely fantastic job from the Stallion right fielder. Looking to see if he can pour it on here in the bottom of the 8th.
2-0 count to Berkeley now. Here's the pitch from Fitzgerald. Swung on and popped up into shallow right field. Making the diver grab, not in time, is Brill. 1 run will score. 2 will score from Bertrand. Futures rounding all the way, scoring from first, and a 3 RBI triple for Garrison Berkeley. And 3 insurance runs coming on to score, 13-7 Stallions.
6 RBIs for the Stallion right fielder. Have a day, Garrison Berkeley, putting that ball in the most perfect spot down that right field line, forcing Brill to leave his feet to try and make an outstanding grab. Unfortunate for the Dutchman, that one fell past him, getting into that corner, clearing the bases, putting Berkeley 90 feet away from a 14th Stallion run here in the 8th inning.
And those were brought to you by Hell's Mortal Realty and Insurance, the sponsor of insurance runs for your Saugerties Stallions. Nico Amory up to bat now. He'll take that first pitch in for a strike.
20 runs in this one, 24 hits. This has been a lot of fun to watch, I'll tell you that.
Talk about some fireworks of baseball on the 4th of July. This is a great game going on here. If you missed out, luckily you've been watching it here on the Stallions YouTube channel as that breaking ball gets in there for strike number 2.
Certainly hoping you're enjoying the coverage here tonight. John on the call with me. We've got our compadre, Logan Barandis, taking care of all of the social medias, not to mention Cole, Alex, Rob, everybody here in the booth, Nick on the camera. Just an incredible group here on a beautiful Independence Day.
A beautiful Independence Day indeed. 20 runs scored, over 24 hits hit now, and Amory with a 1-2 count. Stallions up 13-7 in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch from Fitzgerald. Downstairs and in the dirt. He's worked it even. And taking a look at the upcoming schedule for the Stallions, they have the off day tomorrow, and then it's right back into can time for a doubleheader with the Utica Blue Sox out of the West Division. And then after that, we travel to Amsterdam to take on the Mohawks, back here for a doubleheader against Boonville, and then once more to Damaski on Saturday to take on the Outlaws. 2-2, fouled back by Amory. We'll do it all over again. And there will be fireworks after the game, so stick around if you're watching from Cantine Field. There will be fireworks after the game. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and fouled over the first base stands. Absolute rocket from Amory's bat.
Love to see Amory's approach throughout the evening, just improving. Not much to show for it. Reached on balls twice tonight with the 1 run scored, but just consistent deep count at bats.
We'll do it all over again. The 2-2 from Fitzgerald. Caught looking, strike 3 called, and the Dutchmen get out of the inning. But not before 3 runs come across the score thanks to a Garrison Berkeley triple. It's 13-7 Stallions, and it's put up or shut up time for Albany. Don't go anywhere. The last licks are coming from the Ulster Savings broadcast booth right after this. It's do or die time here on the 4th of July for the Albany Dutchmen as the Stallions hold a 13-7 lead here with fireworks coming following the conclusion of this game. John Drager alongside Kyle McMullen, and what a day for baseball.
What a spectacular day. Started off with the entire team meeting out in the stable club for a fantastically prepared breakfast buffet from Dave, who works here at the concessions, just always cooking us great meals, straight into the parade and then into tonight's contest.
First pitch from TJ Lopez to Max Gebauer will be high for a ball, and you mentioned it. And we have a video recap of today's 4th of July parade in downtown Saugerties. You can check that out on all of our social media platforms. 1-0 goes inside for ball 2.
Absolutely, and you can just see how much fun the Stallions have with each other. They've really come together and are clicking on all cylinders, making some lifelong memories and friendships here in Saugerties.
2-0 gets that inside edge for strike 1. Max Gebauer coming in for Ty Gallagher after that injury he suffered a few innings ago in the catcher's position. 2-1 goes into the dirt now, and it's a 3-1 count.
TJ is one of those arms that has been hit or miss a couple of times in his appearances, but once he finds the strike zone with the fastball, he dominates.
And that pitch goes upstairs and inside for ball 4. Some chin music for Gebauer, and now a leadoff walk for the Dutchman elite to start things off.
6-run cushion. Lopez won't even worry about the runner at first base. He's just going to come right after the next guy at the dish.
Alex Brill now stepping up to the plate so far tonight. 2 for 3 with 2 singles, one of them being a 2 RBI single. Now with a runner on first and no one out. Lopez trying to hit that outside corner, but fails to do so. Ball 1.
Seems to be trying to get a little too cute and locate a little bit too much. Really just wants to find things over the heart of the plate right now.
Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss for strike number 1.
Just like that, coming right after Brill. Nice job on what looked like a changeup with a lot of movement and a lot of vertical break. Might be a slider.
It could be one indeed. Here's the 1-1. Outside for ball 2. Trying to go for an off-speed pitch.
Slider. That looked like a slider.
That was probably that slider you were talking about. So predicting the future, Kyle McMullen.
Hi.
Now 2-1 here. Runner on first. No one out. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and now the count's even.
Gassing him up right there with the high stuff. You got to love it. Kind of forcing Brill to change his approach with a couple of pitches soft and away. Let him completely forget about the fastball up and in, and got him chasing above the hands. Nice job there, TJ Lopez.
Lopez now firing the 2-2, swung on and popped into shallow right field for a base hit. Berkeley managing to grab that one, and the runners will hold at first and second.
Another cue shot out into right field for the Dutchmen. Of their 12 hits, I would argue that 8, maybe 9 of them have gone to the right side tonight.
And now with 2 runners on and no one out, Caden Shapiro now stepping up to the plate for the 4th time tonight. Grounded into a fielder's choice that got him out at first, and has yet to reach base due to a flyout and a strikeout looking back in the 7th.
These Stallion pitchers sure love to make things interesting on the fans.
First pitch goes well inside for ball 1. Nothing comes easy with the Stallions. They always got to keep fans on the edge of their toes and keeping them more anxious for this fireworks show on the 4th of July. Coming up right at the conclusion of this game. 1-0 goes low for ball 2.
Again, it just looks like TJ's kind of guiding some of these pitches right now. He really should just be attacking the heart of the strike zone, forcing guys to swing the bat, get themselves out, let your defense work for you.
Shapiro sends that one into right field, and that'll drop in for a base hit. Berkeley corrals that one, and the runners will hold. No outs, bases loaded.
Again, another base hit out over to that right field side. Impressive hitting all around from these Dutchmen. They're just taking what the pitcher is throwing to them and able to put it out in the outfield. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe we should be throwing to more swing and miss counts. I'm not sure. You tell me.
And another firework goes off here, as we mentioned before. Fireworks should not be around the premises from our PR announcer, Rob Vanderbeck. Now, back to the top of the order with Tyler Young. In his 5th appearance at the plate today, walked twice, 0 for 2 now. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Lopez, again, you just want to see him come right after these guys. Fill it up. You got 6 runs to work with here and a really, really good, solid Stallion defense.
The 0-1 from Lopez. Swing and a miss for strike number 2. Caught him on that off speed.
Quite tardy on that swing. Nicely done, TJ.
Slow clap starting, trying to lead Lopez to the first out of the inning. Top 9 Stallions up 13-7. Here's the 0-2. Fouled off into the Albany dugout. Heads up.
Barely staying alive is Young. That's a good defensive swing right there to keep him in this ball game.
Kevin Hentry trying to rally the troops in the VIP section. Sets up in his stretch. The 0-2 again. Upstairs for ball number 1. So 1-2 count here to Tyler Young. Still has yet to find hit number 1 on the night. Here's the 1-2. Got him! Strike 3 called. 1 away for the Stallions.
And climb the ladder, Mr. Lopez. Great location on that fastball, getting the Dutchman leadoff man down on strikes.
And now that'll bring up Nick Schwartz so far. 1 of 3 on the day with a single back in the 7th, grounded out twice, and a walk in the 5th. Now he's looking to drive in some runs here to decrease this Dutchman deficit. First pitch to Schwartz will be hooking foul towards the Dutchman bullpen. And splash, it goes in.
Splash, it goes in.
It goes in. Right, straight into the bullpen. Splash.
I like it. I like it.
Got to get creative here sometimes in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth.
Creativity is our middle name up here.
I believe that's not true in my case. Here's the 0-1 to Lopez, just missing that lower strike zone edge. 1-1.
Speak for yourself then. Between Logan and I, creativity. Our middle names. I'm telling you. It's on my birth certificate.
No, I'd like to see that.
You would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would. I really would. Here's the 1-1 from Lopez. Missing that lower edge again. 2-1 now.
Not a bad miss right there at all from TJ. Just low of the strike zone. Almost caught a piece of it. Looked like a 2-seam with some run to it.
With 1 out and the bases loaded here, Stallions looking to retire the rest of the side and leave the Dutchman stranded. Schwartz sends one up through the gap for a base hit. 1 run will score, the other will hold up, and it's an RBI single for Nick Schwartz.
Again, just continue to let these guys hit. You've got a lot to work with here. Still a 5-run lead. Just a ground ball away from retiring the Dutchman.
And this is the Dutchman's first run since that 7-run 5th inning. Has been held scoreless for 7 innings now. And now David Silva Jr. up to bat. 2 for 4 in the night with 2 singles, one of them being an RBI single. He'll take that first pitch in for strike number 1. DJ Lopez working in his 2nd inning tonight, now giving up his first run. Here's the 0-1. Catches that bottom edge for strike number 2. A quick 0-2 hold for the number 3 hitter.
Nice pitch right there. Might have been a sinker with some beautiful movement in and out of the strike zone.
Lopez now working from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and fouled back over the Albany dugout. So we'll do it all over again here. Ball rolling to the Stallion dugout. Lopez in a stretch. Runners loaded on the bases. 0-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 away here for the Stallions, both on strikeouts. And now potentially the final batter here for Albany, trying to make a miraculous comeback here.
Not the K-Man, but going down on strikes is Silva, and that got a loud roar out of this Cantine crowd. Fans getting very antsy, just 1 out away in this one.
Matt Bergevin stepping up to the plate so far. Got on base via a 2 RBI single back in that 5th inning. He'll take that first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Other than that, he's grounded out, fielded out, and been a part of a 6-4-3 double play.
Not the most productive of nights from Bergevin. He had that infield pop-up that he let drop way back in this one, back in the 2nd inning.
Bergevin pops that one up. Amory and Scrine trying to get under that one. Scrine will make the grab, and that's your ball game. Stallions win on the 4th of July, 13-8. And happy 4th, Stallions fans. Now the Stallions find themselves back 1 game for 2nd place in the East Division. And we'll take a look at our player of the game, and it has to go to the 8-hole hitter and Garrison Berkeley. Managed to go 2 for 4 with 6 RBIs. What a day from the right fielder.
Absolutely phenomenal from Berkeley, the TCU baseball player playing right field tonight for the Stallions. A much-needed victory against these Dutchmen. Unfortunately for us, we won't be able to get an on-field interview with Garrison, but we will talk to him before our next game. We have an off day tomorrow, but we will catch him and get a few notes out of him after that. 5
errors by the Albany Dutchmen, and that resulted in plenty of runs for the Stallions. But other than those 2 innings, one in the 5th, one in the 9th, it were basically shut out from start to finish.
Oh, absolutely. You could see they continued to hit the ball in that inning, but after that, Stallion pitchers were able to get a lot more swing and misses out of guys and continue to battle in those counts. Hitting came alive at some really good times as well.
And now the Stallions will improve to 14-12 on the year, 1 game back of these Albany Dutchmen. And they'll have an off day before a 7-game stretch in just 5 days. It's going to be a lot of baseball, but that'll do it here from Cantine Field. For everyone in the Ulster Savings broadcast booth, Rob Vanderbeck, the PA guy, Logan Brandis on music, Cole on stats, and my color commentator for tonight, Kyle McMullen. I'm John Drager, signing off for now. Thank you for tuning into the Stallions, and please have a happy 4th of July.